Another season is upon us. Freshmen arrive wide-eyed with dreams of future glory, while seniors prepare for their last chance at immortality. There are only a handful of these opportunities in a man's life, a handful of chances to distinguish yourself from the rest. It's on these fields where history is made, where legends begin and heroes triumph. Traditions tell the story of what you represent, of those that forge the legacy you uphold. When you come charging out of the tunnel, 100,000 people will be watching your every move. How you respond to that pressure is what defines you. These are the moments that reveal your toughness, your determination, and your pride. The Roughnecks on the Sooner Schooner. Ralphie charging out of the gate. And Chief Osceola planting his spear. The time has come. Your time is now.
Hello and welcome everybody to the College Football Red Zone, where we take these 7 hours of commercial-free football and bringing that NFL Red Zone concept over to college football, one of the most beautiful sports in the planet. And while we won't have a full stream today because of family matters, we do have a noon extravaganza on our hands here. 9 games kicking off here shortly in the noon window alone, as well as some other top-notch matchups happening around the country, with kickoff happening in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and dive into what we have in store in terms of every single notable game happening on College Football Red Zone, or a game that is going to be happening over the course of that we're not going to be able to get eyes on specifically, but we are monitoring. So, with that being said, welcome back to College Football Red Zone. And here we are with the noon window and what we have going. So obviously the biggest game happening in the noon window right now. It's the only ranked matchup that we do have on deck right now. That is LSU taking on Vanderbilt. That's going to be the biggest matchup that we have here in the noon window. This is a top 20 matchup according to Redshirt Sports, but certainly not the only game that we have going on. That does have some major implications, right? We do also have, for example, Georgia Tech, a top 10 Georgia Tech team according to the Redshirt Sports top 25. They're traveling to take on an unranked Duke team, and Duke right now is favored. Could be an upset alert special. Can Georgia Tech remain undefeated? Meanwhile, other games are happening around the country. How about Army versus Tulane? The green wave of Tulane right now coming through. That is an American Championship, Conference Championship matchup from last year. As you know, those two teams face off against each other. Army beat Tulane in that American Championship game. Can they get their get back? Got a game of legitimacy in the Big Ten between Washington and Michigan as well. Washington, arguably the most disrespected team in America right now. The only one-loss team from either the SEC or the Big Ten that is not ranked as of right now. That is a travesty. But they have a chance to right the ship against Michigan. UConn taking on Boston College as well. Should be a nice matchup there. A lot of supremacy in the Northeast happening with that particular matchup as well. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be quite the battle there. I expect UConn to come out on top, though. High on the Huskies here tonight. Meanwhile, Central Michigan taking on Bowling Green. Bowling Green, getting some momentum. How about Pudgy, the Cat, helping out the Bowling Green Falcons? They have an inside track to make it to the MAC championship game. Gotta win this game against Central Michigan. They have to handle business. Arizona and Houston as well. A battle between two solid teams in the Big 12. Not ranked, but still has some Big 12 implications there. Baylor and TCU. TCU does need this game more. If TCU loses this game, they are going to be eliminated from the college football playoff. Baylor, on the other hand, they do have a little bit more wiggle room because one of their losses did come from non-conference play. They have a little bit more wiggle room. This is a must-win game for the Baylor Bears. In the meantime, I think one of the last games that we have here for the noon window specifically, we do have Eastern Michigan taking on the Miami Redhawks, and I'll tell you this right now, what we got going on with the Miami Redhawks. Tough non-conference for the Redhawks, and that does include a disheartening loss for our boys against UNLV, and that's how UNLV remains undefeated. At the same time, though, they have a chance to continue to bounce back here, now taking on Eastern Michigan, and an opportunity for them to move forward and get a big-time win in action play. Miami still has all of their goals in front of them as well. Last thing that I wanted to talk about before we switch off to the kickoffs, we are seeing games starting to kick off shortly. A lot of pre-game stuff happening in the meantime. Top 25 games that we will not have here on College Football Red Zone because we aren't covering the 3:30 window. That is because of like a family matter. But with that being said, biggest game happening in the 3:30 window, we got Ole Miss taking on Georgia. That's going to be a big 3:30 matchup that is going to be happening for us here. That's going to be a battle of top 10 teams. Going to get a lot of attention there. And then you only get to that 7:30 window. That 7:30 window is going to have some big implications. Seismic shifts could be happening, particularly in the SEC. We talked about the other two games. But we do have Tennessee and Alabama. That is going to be that third Saturday in October. That game is going to have some big implications in terms of that SEC championship race, in terms of who gets to Atlanta. Holy War, we have the Holy War, maybe a tad underrated of a college football rivalry. But at the same time, guys, if you can get a chance to watch the Holy War, do it, because these two fan bases, they definitely hate each other right now. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that, even though it won't be here on College Football Red Zone during the noon extravaganza. Finally, we have USC taking on Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish in a potential elimination game themselves. They have to win out. They have to beat this USC team. If Notre Dame loses, they are done. That is a common national conversation. USC trying to get some more respect nationally, right? Because what we are seeing with USC, one-loss team in the Big Ten, coming off a convincing win against Michigan, yet in the Redshirt Sports Top 25, they're barely ranked in the top 20, maybe a little bit disrespected, but they have a chance to put some respect on their name, going on the road and taking on the Fighting Irish. With that being said, let's go ahead and now jump into a score bug for today's College Football Red Zone. So you see the 9 games on screen, and with that being said, it's time for me to shut it down here a little bit. The music's gonna go off, and with that being said, let's get into the opener of specifically LSU and Vanderbilt. While we're waiting to see whether we do see some a team in some of these other games, can they jump in and get across midfield? So let's jump in first, LSU and Vanderbilt.
They reflect that as here they come. The first time in recorded history they've ever been favored against a ranked team. We'll be back with kickoff after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
All right, and you guys already know that I do not do commercials around here. It is not in our DNA. So while we're waiting for that to kick off, go ahead and we'll put a bookmark on that for right now. We have Baylor and TCU going at it. Baylor in a critical third down situation. We'll definitely monitor some of these upper games as well to see what we have going in terms of the who can get across midfield. They are on a 3rd and 6, though, and Sawyer Robinson is going to be off target, so we're going to have to go ahead and punt this football away. In the meantime, though, we actually do have a team approaching the red zone already. It is none other than Bowling Green, the power of punching the cat, and a nice run up the middle. A little bit of halfback dive action. They are going to get across the 50-yard line. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get things going here.
It's all about their tight end, number 7, Jiron Johnson. He's a big athlete, can make plays down the field. And Patrick, you love this Michael Heldman kid for Central Michigan.
Michael Heldman, he is pretty much the heartbeat for the Central Michigan defense. Wherever the ball is, he will be there.
All right.
They're going to need him here today.
2nd and 5 here, guys. Anderson, some trouble. Down he goes. They get to him right away. That didn't take long. Michael Heldman right on cue. Who's been outstanding. The team captain off the edge, provides the heat and provides the sack.
And what a play by Heldman. Patrick called it. He's always in the backfield and always near the play. Great job by Heldman there, using his hands to get off the line of scrimmage. Watch 97 right there, exploding the backfield and trusting his eyes.
Yeah, they definitely have to understand and know what number 97 is because he's that disruptive.
Loss of 8, 5.5 sacks on the year now.
Here we go, 3rd and long coming up.
Quarterback hurries at TFLs. That was something. Anderson on the cape. Lucian Anderson trying to
can he get to the first down marker? Oh, he's going to be close. Oh, he's still going.
Waiting for a whistle, tiptoes the paint. It's a big pickup for the dual threat quarterback.
The power of punching cat.
And this might come back.
Bowling Green the first down with the retro helmets as well, but there's a flag.
Anderson's got elite speed. You can see it on that play. Even if this does come back, the fact that he was able to pick up 15 yards on first down like that with his legs shows you the athleticism he's playing with a quarterback.
24 yards, guys. If it stands, let's get the call here.
Personal foul, defense, number 12.
Well, it's on the defense.
So count the run and the personal foul on Jordan Kwiatkowski, the star middle linebacker.
Yeah, have you guys seen some beat-up productions? Yes, you are correct. College Football Red Zone, exactly. That's been an issue last week, but we won't be kept down for long. You know, we were weak last week, but we're certainly not going to be beat. Appreciate you supporting and beat-up.
3rd downs, but they did.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that cow and
to put them in great field position.
Patrick, when you have a quarterback like Anderson, you don't have to go drop back on 3rd down like that.
Yeah, Vito, I'm still worried about that cow you and his deep game last night as well. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what the spread was going to be. I thought there was an outside chance that North Carolina could win that game. I was right, though. I was actually right, believe it or not. Gotta put some respect on my name there. But and actually, matter of fact, if it wasn't for that fumble on the goal line, North Carolina probably does come out and win that game, which is crazy.
3 touchdown runs for McMillan. JC transfer from Northeast Mississippi Community College. And what a treat for him to get coached by Eddie George.
Yeah, Eddie George is one of those player coaches. Had the opportunity to talk to Gideon Lamprin. He talked about coach meeting him in the weight room.
Yeah, that personal foul though for Central Michigan that it was called on. It was against Central Michigan. That actually does put Bowling Green in the red zone. So the red zone opportunity early here for the Falcons.
By Central Michigan trainers and head coach Matt Drinkle. Checks on him. Eddie George looks like he could bench press the stadium.
Man, pregame Patrick on the sideline.
One game that we are on is Austin College. They did just cross midfield and nice throw over the middle. Tony Castellanos, he actually was benched. They did go with, I don't remember the new quarterback's name, but Tommy Castellanos was benched. He is not starting. So far, so much first time for the Eagles. Getting to about the 30-yard line. Chance to get into the red zone. Comes called up, though.
Loss of 1. Let's check out the marker. Rick Warren is our referee today. Wearing the white hat of Matt Crew. He is from Las Vegas.
B-Dub, you were at the you were actually in the North Carolina Cal game last night?
Grad student, Far Rockaway, New York. The Rutgers transfer from the Big Ten. His whistle for the hold.
Yeah, watch Fatu Kasi here. Left side.
Yeah, I know, B-Dub. That's what I'm saying. You know, I really got thrown into the chair.
As he's driving the defender down the field.
Like I genuinely am not saying like up like 5 minutes ago before I started the stream. Like I was like getting into my kid, getting his feeding time in.
In the backfield.
Fun time to be a dad right now. He is mobile. That requires me to be more mobile than I want to be. I'm more of a pocket passer type myself.
It sets up a passing situation for Anderson. Maybe we talked about top of the broadcast. He had not thrown a pass until last week against Toledo. Big arm, trying to still understand the offense.
Yeah, Anderson's got so much arm talent, can make every throw all over the field, but it's the processing that comes with quarterback. He can run as fast as he wants, he can throw it as far as he wants, but how do you play quarterback? Putting it all together. Great spot to put something together for Anderson on 3rd down and long. Now this is where Central Michigan loves to bring pressure and show different.
There we go, LA3 with a 3rd and 15.
McMillan had the game-winning touchdown last week. A 1-yard dive on the goal line. After the strip sack against Toledo. Handles here, in trouble right away. Gets out of 1 tackle. Kwiatkowski finishes him. First contact from Helbin again. He's been omnipresent all year for Central. It's a loss and a kicking situation coming.
All right, so that is probably going to end in a field goal attempt. So for right now, while we are waiting to see if there is anyone that does get in field goal range, Boston College also attempting a field goal of their own. They do get the field goal to go. So let's go ahead and check now back into LSU and Vanderbilt.
Gets it out to Kyle Parker just in time for him
to just pick up the 1st down.
11-yard reception by Parker. As Barian Brown, of course, a guy that they want to try to get into space. Patterson with the tackle.
Well, LSU only runs the ball 40% of the time, but on quick screen throws like that, that's basically an extension of the run game for them. And Barian Brown, the transfer from Kentucky, is a guy they want to get the ball more too. Not just on go routes to use his speed, but on screens like that as well.
Oh, okay, you know, that's pretty cool. You know, having always nice to have a friend that has tickets and having a spare one. You'll have to send me a picture of your seats. You know, definitely like here's how's the environment over there. I've never been there, but I know the algorithm. You know, that's a proud fan base though.
They want him more involved here, Jesse.
And that's a really nice job, I think, by Nussmeier anticipating this throw. Vanderbilt's blitzing him again, and he's got to get rid of this thing before Barian Brown comes out of his break. We talked about how they wanted to get number 6 the ball more often. Good job here, just taking a hitch. The ball's out now, and a good accurate throw right on the body of his intended target.
3 targets, 3 receptions. So they're delivering on what they said.
All right, so they get LSU across midfield.
Quick throw in space again to Brown as he looks for the block.
And then in the meantime, a little bit of a game break out of Houston, and we have Amari Thomas of the Houston Cougars. Well, they're going to answer back with a 50-yard run off the sideline. So Houston right away is going to tie it. No flags on the play either.
A couple of these screen throws early now to Barian Brown. He's a big part of this game plan early.
Not even off the screen, it was literally off of a, looks like it was off of an in route. Like nothing fancy.
On this opening drive. Here's Caden Durham. As Durham looks like he's going to be close to that line to gain. Well, maybe a football short.
They've got to run the ball, and they got to stay patient with it, Joe. And I know you just pointed out that statistically this is the worst rushing offense in the SEC. But against South Carolina last week, they ran it 30 times, had their best day rushing it, because short gains like what you just saw as the game went on, they started wearing down the Gamecocks, they started breaking something out. So Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, he's got to stick with that running game, I think, in this one, especially early.
Here's 3rd and 1. Barry, he will have the 1st down and more. Good opening drive continues for LSU.
They got a deep stable of backs at LSU. And Caden Durham comes out, and you replace him with a true freshman, Harlem Berry, the #1 rated running back coming out of high school in this year's class. You're going to see Juwan Johnson. You're going to see Caleb Jackson. They go 4 deep in this Tiger backfield. All of them will get touches.
Oh, they had a drone halftime show last night. That's really cool.
Berry, the 5-star recruit. Everybody thinks he's going to be a future star, just learning how to play at this level, especially when it comes to pass protection, as he will stay in there after earning the 1st down. Nussmeier. A lot of time, and then there was nothing open downfield, so he's taken down by Coote.
Keanu Coote, the transfer from Alabama.
Yeah, there was plenty of time until there was definitely not time anymore.
Nowhere from Nussmeier to go with the football, and it's Coot outside. He's just going to kind of fight and then work his way in to finally get the sack. Really good job on the back end by Vandy's defense, taking everything away from Nussmeier, now setting up 2nd and long.
Jawan Johnson comes into the backfield, former quarterback recruit. Had a costly fumble a week ago against South Carolina heading into the end zone. 2nd and 13. The quick game again, and that's off the hands of Thomas and goes incomplete. And now here is the 3rd and long that you described.
Yeah, and the drops have been the issue for LSU this year. That now their 17th drop, 2nd most in the SEC, now sets up 3rd and long. And this is where the pressure packages from defensive coordinator Steve Gregory of Vanderbilt are going to become an issue. See them all loading that line of scrimmage, Joe. Who's coming, who's bailing?
And a timeout is going to be used by LSU. Look at this scene here in Vandy. Ranked versus ranked at First Bank Stadium, and the Tigers facing a 3rd and 13.
All right, so 3rd and long, but we are going to see like the LSU Vanderbilt game go into commercial break. You guys know how I operate. I do not do commercials, so we're going to put a bookmark on LSU Vanderbilt right now. We're jumping in on Georgia Tech and Duke. Now, Georgia Tech ranked in the top 10 according to Red Shirt Sports, like I mentioned, but at the same time, though,
straight quarterback run. Tripped up.
oh, he's not going to get there. It was a 3rd and short.
So that first decision for Brent Key to make, do you go for it on 4th and 1?
I mean, because they ran it on 3rd down, I imagine they're going to go for it.
He says yes.
See, Brent Key put his nuts on his shoulder.
That defensive coordinator, John Packey,
looks like they're going for it.
2nd and long, these are key situations for us.
They got B.J. Anthony to jump. The dummy clap count got B.J. Anthony to jump in the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense. Number 7. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
So a 1st down by penalty on 4th and 1 brings the ball to midfield.
You cannot give Georgia Tech any room to continue to grind out long physical drives against you. Any chance you get to get off the football field, you've got to take it against this football team, because in the 4th quarter, when those plays mount up, that's when this team gets you.
Jet sweep motion, Jamal Haynes across the 50. He picks up 2. Let's check in with Chris.
Yeah, Georgia Tech without Malik Rutherford after that first play. He's currently in the injury tent. They took off his shoe on the right side. He's been testing it, but still in the injury tent as of now.
He's only 37 catches away, Lewis, now from being the all-time leader in catches in Georgia Tech history. So that's the last guy they want to lose.
Absolutely. We got a chance to talk to him yesterday. What a fantastic young man. The resolve of this football team, the closeness of this football team, is why they're ranked inside the top 15 in the country.
The toss to Malachi Hosley. Turn back. He's going to lose at least 3.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You absolutely got him with the chance.
Another tackle for loss.
You're going to see Caleb Weaver right here. Just watch him shoot the gap. As soon as he reads this quick toss and tackle pull, he is out there in a hurry. That's how you have to be as far as reading your keys against this Georgia Tech running game. You have to attack and play them on their side of the line of scrimmage, which Duke does as well as anyone.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and head over to ESPN Plus real fast, because we have a red zone opportunity in the making. Miami, we're going to put together a drive against the Miami of Ohio.
Red zone opportunity now for Miami with 7:30 to go here in the 1st quarter. Handoff is to Josh Ringer, the redshirt freshman from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, down to the 9-yard line. And the red zone offense has struggled a little bit for Miami this year, Marcus, converting a touchdown just 47% of the time, 8 for 17 on the year.
Yeah, and that comes down
to what Miami does here with this red zone opportunity, a chance to find the end zone.
Drop passes, but the field is a lot shorter, and those defensive backs play the line closer.
All 3 wide receivers lined up to Daquan Finn's right side.
LSU, meanwhile, actually back on commercial break. We'll see what LSU does with the 3rd and 13. Nussmeier drops back. Dangerous throw.
Junior,
going to be well short of markers, but LSU going to have to settle for a field goal there.
Coming for Miami.
Watch this penetration by Eastern Michigan. They ran a stunt to the right and ended up in the gaps. Got a lot of penetration there. I think Miami wasn't ready for that shift in that movement up front. The big fella did good getting that backfield using his hands.
3rd and 6 from the 9-yard line. Plenty of time for Finn. Now scrambles. Has to get to the 3-yard line.
Oh, he got
for
there.
The first down. He gets there.
Almost found the end zone.
1st and goal from the 1 after another scramble by DeQuan Finn.
LSU does end up going for the field goal as well. They did hit the field goal. So a solid opening drive for LSU. You know, not a, you know, it was a solid drive. Not always with their gas too. A solid drive. Maybe not as solid as Miami's like a drive. Deep in the first quarter, a chance to put the first point on the board here.
For Miami, they lost 166 of starting games experience from last year's O-line due to 4 graduating seniors and 1 transfer. And the O-line does enough there to get what is the first touchdown of the game. Jordan
all right, so there it is. Miami's going to find the end zone for the Redhawks. Nice drive there. All right, and just in time, too, we have ourselves. Oh, we were going to hop over to Arizona and Houston, but literally as that drive was wrapping up, Arizona's last couple of plays, big hitters, and the Wildcats, they scored yet another drive. I kid you not. I was literally getting ready to get over there for the Arizona drive because they got within the 15. Not to mention UConn, they're also going to score as well. A touchdown for UConn. Oh, my goodness gracious.
7 yards.
All right, in the meantime, Army is inside the 30-yard line. They're going to try to go for it here on 4th down. Looks like they got it, but just barely, though.
On 4th down on this drive. And they feel really comfortable. Like I said, 3rd is short, 4th is short. Really good. And again, Helms does a nice job just following his lead blocker. They're in a pistol set. Fake it to him, but then follow him. Lower the shoulders. Needed to get to that 28, and they did.
And Paolo Gennarelli, the record for Army, is down right now. We will step aside.
And, of course, they're going to go right to commercial break because of an injury. So we'll take a bookmark on that. For now, Georgia Tech has something promising against Duke. 30-12, though. Hank Pink with the 3rd down. Not quite, so that's going to be well short. Meanwhile, LSU and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt actually got a really good kick return to get things started.
The impact players after the tackle by McKinley.
You just saw Cedric Alexander.
They got that really good kick return. Vanderbilt actually started their first drive of the game, from about the 40 to 45-yard line. So really good field position there.
Receiver in his route running. Harold Perkins with his speed sideline to sideline, big in their 3rd down package. And Mansour Delane, the transfer from Virginia Tech, he's the best cornerback I've seen this year on film. He is a shutdown guy taking one side of the field away.
Second and 9, jet motion, play action off of it as they set up the screen. This is Stowers against that LSU defense, Katie, without a star.
Yeah, Tess, LSU's missing Whit Weeks. He has a high bone bruise on his right ankle. He actually injured it in the second half of the Ole Miss game. Finished that game, played through it against South Carolina last week. But it was to the point that he was struggling to push the pedals on a stationary bike. So they had to shut him down. They hope that this rest can get him back healthy.
Without him, Devon Keys goes in. And the good news is he's a pretty good linebacker.
All right, we go 3rd down for Vanderbilt. We're still waiting for Army and Tulane to get back from commercial break.
14 tackles, so they've got a lot of depth at linebacker.
And Vanderbilt avoid going 3 and out.
Also out for LSU. Here's 3rd down and 4. Pavia. It is caught and complete to Cole Spence, the other tight end, and it's a 1st down pan.
It's a really nice job.
All right, so because of that, Vanderbilt now inside the 30-yard line. We're going to stay right here for the time being, and we are actually going to go lock in here, see if Vanderbilt can answer back after giving up an opening drive field goal.
6'7" tight end. And he needed all that height and those long arms to reel that in.
Of course, LSU with Trades Green at 6'7", and Cole Spence for Vandy, another tall tight end at 6'7". 19-yard catch for Vandy on 3rd down. Reverse orbit motion as they will pitch off of it to Barnett.
Ooh.
That's a whole lot of work to be knocked out of bounds by A.J. Halsey.
Really nice job by A.J. Halsey, the transfer from Houston. He's chasing this receiver all the way down on the option, and this is a very clean tackle. Puts his right
But he
shoulder
absolutely
pad
laid the lumber
right
there.
between the 8 and the 1, and sends Barnett for a ride.
Halsey didn't join LSU until this past summer. They didn't know what to expect. They got a good one. Alexander, he is tackled for a loss. Ran into his own man, and then Jacobian Guillory was waiting on him.
Jacobian Guillory absolutely blew the guard Chase Mitchell up and made that play. Now, 3rd down. Vanderbilt statistically converting 58%. That's 2nd best in the country, and a big reason why, I think, is the legs of Diego Pavia. In these situations, if no one's open downfield, he can take off and run, and LSU defensively, they've got to have a plan for that.
And we ran the ball against Alabama 12 times for 68 yards. Let's see if they spy him here on 3rd and 8. Pavia gets a 4-man rush as he is able to connect with.
Wow, what a catch.
Standing tight end who's 6th nationally among tight ends in receiving yards.
Well, the first piece of this
Eli Stovers, what a stud.
Giving Pavia a really clean pocket to throw from here. Again, he's probably only 5'10". It's not always easy to see. This makes it a lot easier. Then you've got Stowers outside. Really nice route, breaking to the outside.
That's a big-time catch. He's going to be playing a lot on Sundays.
That's 2 catches on this drive.
I don't know if he's. I think he is draft eligible too.
To reel it in. Really good work.
Stowers 6'4", great catch radius, 14-yard reception. A 1st down is earned. As Alexander struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. Of course, last game, one of the big stories when it came to Vandy was what happened in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, Pavia had 2 turnovers, and it absolutely killed Vanderbilt in that game. One was a fumble, one was an interception in the 4th quarter. He's also thrown a bad interception early this year against South Carolina in the end zone, too. So, for the most part this season, Diego Pavia has been lights out. The decision-making, though, and the turnovers in this area of the field has got to get better for number 2.
And it's going to be a timeout used by Clark Lee and the Commodores. They're on the march on their first drive of the game.
All right, so again, with LSU and Vanderbilt again going to commercial, we do have a red zone opportunity for the Duke Blue Devils. Duke with a chance to draw first blood against the redshirt sports top 10 team in the nation, Georgia Tech. We'll check in here while we're waiting for LSU and Vanderbilt to get back from commercial, and we'll see if Duke can draw that first blood after all.
In the ACC, the portal gives you a chance to find diamonds in the rough.
And there you saw it. The big gain on 1st down. They're trying to speed it up on 2nd down. Although getting some direction from the sideline, making sure they're in the optimal play.
Shepard. 1st down to the 6-yard line. It's 1st and goal. Brought down by Jason Moore.
All right, so goal line opportunity here for Duke.
Goal to go for a Duke team. It's got a pretty good touchdown percentage, middle of the pack in terms of FBS teams at 65%.
Yeah, now they bring in their hammer, number 4, Anderson Castle, we talked about earlier. He's the power back inside this offensive line for Duke. A lot of experience. 4 of these guys have played a lot with each other. They have 1 transfer, Jordan Larson, number 64, who's the starter at left guard.
Castle looking for ACC rushing touchdown number 7, and he came within a yard of it. 2nd down.
Probably had like a lot of steam too. Duke running back, he just hit a wall, 1-yard line.
It just goes straight downhill and tell Jordan Castle.
Still got 3 downs to punch it in.
Just find the running lane and just get this thing in. A lot of confidence both of these programs have in their offensive lines and their group of 5 up front.
An extra offensive lineman and 2 tight ends.
Oh, ball's on the ground. Oh my God. Is Georgia Tech taking it to the crib? Yes, they will. Was he down?
And he finds the end zone in the first points of the game. 95 yards in the other direction.
This is just a ball handling situation on this
Check this replay real fast.
Let's watch Darian Mensah. You can see as the end is crashing down, he wants to pull this ball because he sees how the
see the ball out. No, yeah, he was not down. That's going to be a Georgia Tech touchdown. What a swing of momentum for the Yellow Jackets. And how about that perfect timing, too? LSU Vanderbilt back from commercial break. We do also have a red zone opportunity brewing for Baylor. Now on the goal line. Boy Robinson on a first and goal, so we'll check out what the LSU Vanderbilt game turning in the background. I'm going to let you know what happens on the Baylor first and goal. They're about to snap it inside the 2. Looks like it's going to be tough. It gets to about the 1 yard line, though. So Baylor making a little bit of progress from that standpoint. We do also see Boston College on the goal line as well.
Opposite the right tackle.
So first red zone opportunity time between Baylor against TCU. Boston College taking on UConn. They're in the first and goal. Boston College trying to punch it in themselves, and UConn's going to stand them up. Actually lose a couple yards on a ruck, and then Baylor is trying to run again on the second and goal. They don't punch it in either. Farming, in addition, their red zone drive that they had to call out late in the first quarter, they're going to attempt a field goal as well.
Played 4
years
at
can
South
get this
Dakota,
field goal.
transferred to Vandy, so he comes here with a lot of experience. Makes it second and 15.
Yeah, it's going to be missed. Army coming up empty on that possession.
Pavia. This is what he can do, and he's got a lot of green space to do it.
Did he get it in?
Gets it all the way down to the 1 yard
One saying touchdown, one saying it's at the 1 yard line. You have a confirmed touchdown for Bryson Washington for Baylor, though.
Well, 210-pounder, he never slides. He puts his body on the line.
All right, so we'll check back in. If it is overturned, we'll check back in. But for now, UConn against Boston College, third and goal.
Incomplete. His receiver fell down.
It's no good.
That was Reed Harris.
Well, Boston College will see what they decide to do there. Fourth and goal, but inside the 5.
He would target Cam Chadwick in coverage, and the Eagles will be forced for another field goal attempt.
And Grayson James didn't give Reed Harris a chance to put his big frame on display and give him a chance at a jump ball. No, he'll like to have that throwback, but
they are going to settle for the field goal.
Nobody in the middle of the field. And
all right, they're still doing their review. In the meantime,
make it 7 now. This catch by Walker.
Checking a little bit on this Arizona-Houston game, you know?
11 minutes into our ball game.
You know, it's really amazing. Really amazing that the closest defender was Jalen Gardner, the will linebacker. And again, what that shows you is that Seth Dagey is, as a coordinator, mindful of where the threats are going to be. He's actually off the screen. He's going to come inside out here, but he's so far away from the guy that's got the ball in his hands. That's what you call throwing it to the grass, where there's nobody occupying space, and then allowing an athletic guy to beat him.
Throw it to the grass. 3rd down and 2. Little check with me offense. They call it into a run, and it doesn't fool anyone. There is a flag down. Quincy Craig is tripped up in the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so we do have a word. It was overturned in the LSU Vanderbilt game. So that does mean that Vanderbilt does not get the points, but first and goal at about the 1 yard line, trying to run it into the end zone. Massive pile of bodies. I don't think they got anything in the process, though.
Offside on the defense, number 90.
Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
That's Jacoby and Guillory.
Wow, an offside penalty.
That time just lined up in the neutral zone offside. So it stays first down here for Vanderbilt. They're leaving all those big bodies out there on the field.
Gabe Fisher is the fullback, squatting down in front of Cedric Alexander. First and goal. Pavia trying to do it on his own.
Did he get there?
They got to undo it.
Yes, he does. Touchdown, Vanderbilt.
So 20 yards on the big second down run and 1 glory yard for the score.
That one won't be overturned.
And such an impressive first drive of the game here for Vanderbilt. We got to listen in on Clark Lee talking to his team pregame, right? What'd he say? Jump him off the
All right, that being said, we do have one drive happening where we do see Miami looking to put together some semblance of a drive themselves. Got to about midfield here.
First downs and moving the chains. They were
looks like they're at about,
holding penalty on that.
I want to say the 40.
Finn's only thrown for 28 yards on 3 completions so far.
They're not the 40, but they're at about the 45.
Go along with that rushing attack.
Nobody else really in the cross the 50 right now.
Andrew Marshall in there, making the tackle on Brunson.
See a lot of misdirection, motion, and shifts by Miami because Eastern Michigan plays so much man-to-man defense, and they're trying to get Eastern Michigan misaligned so that they can find that run lane and pop them.
You can just tell that Coach Martin is not going to get away from the run no matter what the Eagles decide to do on the defensive side of things. Josh Ringer in the backfield, blocking for Finn. And Finn taken down from behind.
That's going to be a big sack. That's going to be 3rd and long, and they're about to go into the quarter break. In the meantime, though, we do see Tulane. They're trying to pick up something up on their end as well. And because of that, we are going to tune in on this Tulane game more so. Tulane still looking for its first points of the ball game.
But an ankle injury set him back, and we saw yesterday in their walkthrough.
He's a man.
Scripted him to come in early. Yeah.
He's a big dude.
A running threat.
Ooh.
Just slipped on the turf.
For an awkward landing.
Ty Thompson did last year, a Wildcat quarterback for them.
Exactly, and again, we were at their practice yesterday, and Brendan Sullivan
is it seems like Brandon Sullivan is okay. Just looks like an awkward landing.
You want to run quarterback power with him. You don't really want him on the outside. That was a nice job by Army. Jack Bowsom to kind of bounce that and make that tackle.
No gain on the play. Brendan Sullivan transferring in from Iowa. They can run the entire offense with him.
Y'all can't believe it.
Beautiful. Maybe a yard short of the first down.
Well, Johnny Pascuzzi, 82, the tight end. Nice lead block here. This is just a quarterback draw. Beautiful job. They're just going to hit it right up in here. Watch 82, nice lead block. Fullbacks, or tight ends are very much like fullbacks in spread systems where you're going to be a good blocker. Nice job at Pascuzzi and a good run by Sullivan.
So after a couple of plays for Sullivan, Jake Retzloff back in at quarterback.
You guys see him in the back corner. That's my son.
I'd say tush push, but it's more of a shoulder push. They've got it and then some.
We'll call that the wave push. And
yes.
Just like
we got baby Redzone in the building.
Goodness gracious. That was fast.
You got something to say for the faithful.
Tulane on its first drive of the ball game. We'll see how they fare in the red zone.
All right, so that's going to put an end to the first quarter. In the meantime, though, what we are going to go ahead and do, we have a red zone opportunity unveiled in Ann Arbor, but it's not Michigan. We got a crossing route that was hit on. We'll go ahead and touch back up on that Army-Tulane game in a moment. But in the meantime, we're going to check in on what Washington is doing against Michigan.
At the 19, and Coleman will pick up yardage. Flag on the play. Denzel Boston, 5 catches for
that flag could be a little bit of
Rutgers last week.
A buzzkill, though.
There is no foul.
Yeah, he's my mic, and I got one of these like more colorful like looking mics.
Give this guy a chance a few times a game,
you know,
because he is so good when the ball is up high.
By the microphone right now.
He's 210. They're trying to move their defensive backs around. You know, at times they might have to treat him as they treated Jeremiah Smith last year late in that season, trying to put a safety over the top, trying to bracket him. They tried to double him on that big play, and he's still able to come down with it.
All right, here goes. We'll watch what they can do here, though.
Out wide. Here's Vines Bright.
Nowhere. I mean, that defense is a pretty good defense for Michigan.
Stopped by Nichols.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is a huge play here for Jed Fish offensively. You know, after a big play like that, feels like he needs to capitalize, try to get it into the end zone. You don't want to settle for field goals. Meanwhile, for Wink Martindale, you've always got to combat. How do I defend Devon Williams? You can't just send pressure and try to create that pressure in the backfield because he is so elusive. This is the highest blitz rate team in the country. We'll see if they try to come after the elusive
long.
Third down and 9 at the 18.
So we'll see what we got for Washington.
Williams fires far side, incomplete. And Vines Bright looked like he may have had a step on TJ Metcalf. A little too much hot sauce on that one.
Good coverage by Metcalf. He's going to enter the screen as Vines Bright comes in motion. There's Metcalf, number 7.
So looks like the Washington drive is likely going to stall out. We are still waiting to see.
Get his head back for the ball, and they're going to force him to kick.
So Grady Gross comes in.
When Army and Tulane's going to come back to commercial break. No one really crossing midfield at the moment. There might be something with LSU, though.
So Michigan dodges a bullet.
Just want to get confirmation that they are deep in Vanderbilt territory before I flip it back.
No score from the big house.
All right, so it looks like they are in fact not still waiting for Army and Tulane, by the way, to get their get back. Yeah, so they're still deep in Vanderbilt territory, so nothing crazy here. Still waiting for Army and Tulane to get back to a commercial break, though. Meantime, we'll check you back in on Duke, who had a really impressive last drive. It's just they did not finish that last drive whatsoever. As just the perfect nick of time. We do have Tulane and Army. Everything's going back once again.
This game has been so interesting. This is just the first drive for Tulane because Army went on a drive of 11 minutes and 44 seconds to open up the game, their longest of the season, but got no points.
Yeah, pretty much quintessential Army, but without the points.
Now, red zone is going to be really interesting because Tulane has struggled in the red zone as of late. Just 4 touchdowns in the last 10 trips. Jake Retzlaff swings it over to Zach Carl.
And then in the meantime, while we've been keeping tabs on the red zone opportunity for Army and Tulane, we do have a possible red zone strike for Central Michigan. Wanted to make sure that there's no flags on the play before I make updates to the score bug. Yeah, it looks like it was in fact intercepted.
Right now, they're thinking nothing but touchdown.
And they talked about it all week. Their last game against East Carolina, they were just sloppy when it came to getting in the red zone.
Didn't get there.
Touchdowns called back. They pitch it out. There's a flag down on the field as Javen Gordon gets the carry. Stopped by Eric Ford.
Okay, so no, it's going to be a goal line opportunity. We're staying on Army and Tulane for right now, but just want to let you guys know, Central Michigan did get a turnover. It's at about the 1. We'll see if Central Michigan can punch it in against the Falcons, and they do. So a quick turnaround for Central Michigan is going to get them on the board. They should be taking a 7-3 lead. I do also want to note that we now are could be seeing still waiting to see if Tulane can get the points on the board. Only 2 games in our new Extravaganza that doesn't have any scoring.
See it, and he's kind of watching him in real time. He's kind of putting his arms up like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, that one I'm not sure on either.
Army has declined the 5-yard penalty. It will be 3rd down.
So they'd rather get rid of the down.
Please reset the game clock to 14-20.
Yeah, because I believe there was no gain on the play, so don't want to give them another down. And that's what Charles Lamartine was doing. That's why it took him so much time, because he kept looking at Jeff Monken to see what he wanted to do, but got it all cleared up now.
Well, in Army's first drive, they took their time with methodical.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 4 coming out for Tulane.
Tempo was able to eat up yards on Army quickly. Calling his own number.
Oh, he gets chopped up. 4th and 2, though. The way they ran it, though, it makes me wonder. And real quick.
He's going to be coming right at you. Great camera work by our handheld here. And he's just going to take a big hit and come down hard on his back.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, yes, he did beat up. Baby Red Zone absolutely made that appearance.
You can't speculate. You just hope he came down so hard that he just lost his breath. That happens a lot. Let's hope that's what it is and that he's okay.
Retzlaff, a guy who transferred in from BYU, got here right before fall camp, so had to hit the ground running, if you will, when it came to learning the playbook and getting to know his teammates. And he talked to us about that yesterday, about earning the respect.
Now, Jake Retzlaff is seriously hurt to the point where he can't return. They do have Brandon Sullivan on the roster, I believe.
Jake Retzlaff, the quarterback for Tulane,
I'm not mistaken, that's a Ball State transfer. Or Ball State or Iowa. Either way, he does also have starting quarterback experience. As they're going on commercial break, so we're going to go ahead and put tabs on that for now. In the meantime, it looks like we do have possibly a red zone opportunity for UConn and Boston College. The Huskies.
You got Bell and Rosa in the backfield.
About the 20-yard line, give or take a couple yards.
Bell flexes out. Fignano. Pressure coming backside, steps up, fires and caught.
Nice throw. Okay, so that case we are going to see.
16-yard gain. Honig played football in Germany for Schwabisch Hall, the Unicorns, and you could see why he's a unicorn out there. He's huge, Rod.
He is, and Fignano put it right on him.
Rosa gets hit inside the 5. So aptly named team he played for in Germany, Honig, as he is one big fella out there. Picked up that first down. It'll be 2nd and goal now for the Huskies.
Look for that run game to come alive right here behind this big old offensive line that they have that work very well together.
They only have 21 yards at the ground, or on the ground at the moment, the Huskies. They do run the ball at a good clip. Fignano on the roll. Fignano keeps. Fignano
got there. Touchdown, UConn.
2-yard plunge for Fignano. And the Huskies extend their lead.
All right, so UConn's going to find their way onto the scoreboard once again.
It looked like he was.
UConn with a nice little early lead
said, I'll just take it myself.
against Boston College. Within the meantime, we do have a goal line opportunity here. TCU and Baylor.
2 high safeties. So look at this run box. You got to run the ball in this situation.
Hoover pulls it to the tight end. DJ
does exactly the opposite of what the announcers recommend, and still finding the end zone. That's DJ Rogers. That's why you're in that booth, big fella.
Just throw the football. Little RPO, and all eyes are going to be on that middle safety.
All right, so TCU is going to find the end zone as well. In the meantime, Michigan possibly with a chance to score. They do.
For the touchdown.
So Michigan's going to find the end zone as well. And now we tune in on Duke, who's in the red zone.
It's a rolls, being chased to the sideline. And it looked like a toe tap for Higgins. And they will say yes, completed to the 12-yard line.
Just a nice job of Samir Higgins just adjusting his route. He really had run a curl and was kind of just spotted up, just about 3-4 yards on top of the numbers. Then he realizes that Darian's not able to find an open receiver, so he just slowly starts to drift towards the sideline, gets friendly to the quarterback, as they say, provides an open target. I mean, this offense is really in sync in the passing game. You can tell that they have really struck the right accord as far as chemistry between quarterback and pass catchers.
A pump fake and an end zone shot. Broke it up. Looking for Hazley was Mensah. Check that, Jake Taylor, the intended receiver. Well defended by Daquan White.
And you see Daquan White just playing outside in. This does a nice job of.
All right, so in the meantime, not only is Duke in the red zone against Georgia Tech, but Miami, the Red Hawks of Miami are back in the red zone as well.
A lot of times defensive backs panic in that situation, start to grab
Looking
the jersey and get a pass
to extend their lead, as it looks like Tulane, they actually did go for it on 4th down.
At the very least.
It was not caught because it was during the commercial break. They are checking the spot though, but if the spot holds up, Army does get the possession, as Duke's drive is going to end up stalling out.
And it's a red zone stop for Georgia.
So with that said, going back over to Miami and Eastern Michigan.
3-yard pickup for him. And I'm wondering too, Marcus, if Keith Reynolds is getting a little more action in the backfield, because Josh Ringer again was questionable today with
and then LSU also finding the end zone for about 25 to 30 yards out, as Treyden Green with a 25-yard reception touchdown from Garrett Nussmeier, and that is going to help LSU get back on top. They're going to be likely taking a 10-7 lead unless they miss the extra points.
If you have a versatile guy, then you definitely need to use him.
Brunson right up the gut, near a first down, about 1 yard short. He's taken down at the 7-yard line.
It's a gain of 6, 3rd and 1. Out of misdirection in that backfield. Good downhill run.
So that actually does mean that we have seen scoring in every single game, with the exception of the American Conference Championship matchup, rematch between Army and Tulane. Still no scoring over there. We played over a quarter of action. In the meantime, let's go ahead and check back in. 3rd and short.
3rd and 1. Brunson locking horns.
I think he got it.
Pushes his way in front of the initial tackler, Barry Manning. And Brunson gets another first down. Miami is inside the 5-yard line.
Watch his individual effort. Second effort gets the first down. Right at the point of attack. Right there, Manning had his pad level too high there. You're not going to pull Big Brunson down by his jersey. He kept those legs turning and burning.
Now they put Josh Ringer.
For those that are wondering as well, Oklahoma and South Carolina, they did just kick things off there. They started at 12:45. There is another game that's going to be kicking off starting in the next 15 minutes. That is West Virginia and UCF. That game is going to kick off at about 1 p.m. Eastern. I believe that's ESPN Plus. We're not completely sure there.
For the Miami offense is Cam Perry, the wide receiver who leads the nation in yards per catch, just under 30 yards a reception. He's gone over 100 3 times this year. He hasn't registered at all here today.
Yeah, it looks like Eastern Michigan trying to bracket him. That's what's opening up things for Weaver.
Yep.
And some of the other receivers, but he's definitely a big play guy.
Brunson standing side by side to Finn here on this 2nd down. Brunson in the middle of the pile. Nowhere to go, a pickup of 1 down to the 3-yard line. Again, it's Miami offense coming into today, converting red zone touchdowns at just a 47% clip. They did get one earlier on a Brunson run, as now it's 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Miami's playing keep away, milking the clock, trying to wear the defense down. See Eastern Michigan now has 5 defensive linemen in there. Something a package they ran a couple of games ago due to injury and just trying to change the scheme.
Ringer out of the backfield.
Got it.
The catch and into the end zone.
All right, so the Red Hawks will finish with a touchdown in perfect timing, because we do have another red zone opportunity popping up right before our eyes. We do have UConn with that 14-6 lead. Now their defense has their backs against the wall. inside the 20. We'll get to about the 15 with that hit, though.
To the 15-yard line. A gain of 4.
This is a component of the offense that they didn't have, unfortunately, with Dylan Lonergan. And Grayson James creates this 11-on-11 play from a defense. You have to have somebody responsible for him now.
James on the roll. He dives forward. Near the marker. Should have enough for the first down. He does.
Yeah, what I like most, George, is look, he knows a lot. He's seen a lot. And Grayson James, when he sees a defender, he gets down.
First and goal after he picks up that third down conversion. James again on the keeper, and this time gets dragged down.
Oh, but there's going to be a face mask, though. You already know that's going up against UConn.
The tackler. Could be a face mask, perhaps. The way he was dragged down, maybe a horse collar.
But we also have another red zone opportunity for Central Michigan. They had a big throw over the middle of the field. Joe Obas putting it on the money.
There is no foul for face mask.
Going to be about a 40 to 50-yard play. Central Michigan also finds itself in the red zone, too.
You don't want to penalize a kid if he makes the right play. And too many times, you know, things that are inadvertent get flagged, or things that look close but aren't. So good job by those officials down
All right,
there.
here we go. First and 10 at about the 16-yard line. As somehow getting out of a tackle, though. Is he going to be able to make another guy miss? He does.
Straight ahead.
And what should have been a loss of 5 in the Central Michigan Bowling Green game, instead, that is going to be a big-time run that pushes Chippewa inside the 5-yard line.
George, this is the difference in the ball game right now. Eagles have been down here twice, field goals. Huskies, the 2 times touchdowns. Right now, you have to punch this in the end zone.
We'll see if they can do it. They bring out 2 tight ends. Jeremiah Franklin, the senior, been here for many years. Kalen Chudzinski, the true freshman, son of Rod Chudzinski, champion at the University of Miami, offensive coordinator both in college and the NFL, and now an offensive assistant here at BC for Bill O'Brien. James, over the middle. Touchdown!
Got it.
Right on cue.
Now, it does make me wonder. They got the touchdown. Do they go for the 2-point conversion? They are down by 2.
And they capitalize like you wanted them to.
Absolutely. It was time. This all was created by the offensive line, giving Grayson James
What Bill
time
O'Brien decides to do here.
Chudzinski in the back of the end zone, playing man-to-man, and just putting, again, hit the big size on display.
Okay, so they are actually going to go for the extra point. So we'll put a bookmark there for right now. Central Michigan, they have their goal line opportunity. They did move back a little bit.
Handoff play. Big run inside the 5. Ruffin Jr. gets his first touch. Justin Ruffin, maybe the fastest Central player, redshirt freshman from Buckner, Kentucky.
I know these teams talked about owning the A-gaps and want to impose their will down the A-gap as well, but offensive coordinators also talked about getting these guys on the edge. They have some speed, and they feel like the Bowling Green defense is very acceptable to that.
10-6, 7 to goal. Townsend, feature back. Flores wants another touchdown run. Spins.
Yeah, you're rolling.
Tries to get there to break the plane. PG player has lost his helmet. He's marked shot about the half-yard line. They set up third down.
It's a good job by this Bowling Green defense. Going up here on the goal line, getting a stop against Flores. Now third down and on about the 3-inch yard line. This is 4-down territory. Central Michigan will keep their offense, or should keep their offense on the field here. You got 2 chances to knock this in. If you're head coach Matt Drinkle, you're saying this is where we impose our will in this game. This is where we show our identity.
Kevin Branch Hayes, guys, lost his helmet. The Arizona transfer out now. Flores looking to go into the end zone.
Well, I don't think he got there.
There is a flag down. He stopped short. On third and goal, let's check out a very important marker, far side of the 5-yard line here. If it's offside against BG.
Defense, line up in the neutral zone. Proper distance to the goal.
Oh, so that is instead of going to make it 4th and goal, it's going to be 3rd and goal. From about where Joe Lobos was stopped anyways.
Get us a new set of new shot at 3rd down here.
Yeah, and just putting the marching the ball just another blade of grass closer. But BG is doing a great job right now of defending every blade of grass. But I know they wish they could have that play back.
Yeah, Patrick, you got to go right back here to Angel Flores on the ground. He's got to have the football in his hands here.
Teams waiting rusher. Wants another TD. First, some movement on the right side line. That's going to back him up 5. Matthew Neff.
What a trade-off.
Full start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's a 295-pounder.
All right, well, let's see if we can actually get a play without a penalty. Let's try that concept, huh?
The Bowling Green defense gave up a blade of grass, and now Central Michigan just gave up 5 yards.
Now, Patrick,
and Vanderbilt going to find their way into the end zone. No!
From the 5-yard line, you can still run the football if you're
Central Michigan. But they're going to be inside the 5-yard line themselves.
4th down and super short to try to punch this in.
All right, you know what? This is a turn to a flying fest. They're going to switch over to LSU and Vanderbilt. We're going to do that.
And then he clears it. And he literally does almost hurdle Harold Perkins here. He's 6'7". By the way, Joe,
see if Vanderbilt can finish the drive and retake the lead back themselves.
Vanderbilt's tight end, Spencer Stowers. Trades Green, we've already seen with a touchdown catch as well. Really highlighting that position.
Then Angel Flores.
Great athletes.
Cole Spence with a 21-yard reception.
For Central Michigan, that was actually the quarterback that was in for the Chippewas.
Newberry going to test right tackle side.
Whoa.
He cannot stiff arm his way past Cooley.
And that is such a good open field tackle by Cooley, the NC State transfer. I've been really impressed watching him cover people, but in the last 2 games, he's missed a tackle that resulted in a touchdown. So it's really good to see that if you're LSU on defense. The redshirt sophomore making a nice stop in the open field.
All the transfers who have helped out LSU and upgrade, especially the defensive backfield. Tamarcus Cooley came over from NC State. He's been a big surprise.
All right, so we have a game break out in Eastern Michigan as we have Harold Mack getting a 51-yard receiving touchdown. It is his first catch of the entire season, and it puts the Eagles on the board for the very first time this year.
Oh, A.J. Halsey, number 13, the transfer from Houston.
And I also forgot for the Miami score up, which is my bad.
Side of the hash mark to make that play. Pavia keeps it, and Halsey's there to clean it up at the very end. Now setting up 3rd and goal, and another big set here by Vanderbilt. Because of a substitution by Vanderbilt, it gives LSU an opportunity. The referees are holding the play to allow Patrick Payton back on the field.
A.J. Newberry is the single back here on 3rd and goal. Pavia going to try to do it on his own. And it looks
he
like
got
he
there.
was stacked up, and he is marked short.
I mean, you got to go for it, like inside the 1-yard line.
And Westweek, number 33, they went high. Everybody else went low, and they were able to stuff them. And now another substitution, an extra offensive lineman for Vanderbilt here on 4th down.
All the big bodies are coming in. Clark Lee, 4th and goal, didn't even hesitate. Extra offensive tackle, 2 fullbacks, and Cedric Alexander. They are 5 of 6 on 4th down this season, 83%. Here's a 4th and goal home against LSU. Alexander straight ahead is in. 4th down, touchdown, Cedric Alexander.
The center, Jordan White, locked up with Walter Mathis right in the middle, number 53. He's able to clear up that space for Cedric Alexander. Great effort. Now his 9th total touchdown on the season. That leads the SEC. Offensive coordinator Tim Beck. High fives all around to the offensive staff.
Wow, a 14-play drive that Jesse nearly went 9 minutes. It was 8:58.
All right, so we are going to...
And the risk reward.
Man, it looks like Houston, while it's gone, Houston also found the end zone as well.
By the way, the officials are now reviewing the Cedric Alexander touchdown run to see
wait a minute.
if he did cross the goal line.
Well, to me, it looked initially live like he got it. He did get it in the first try.
Under video review, ruling on the field was a touchdown.
But on the second try, I thought he absolutely did. And just watching that replay angle there, I don't think this is going to take very long. See the initial stop right here by Weeks, just launches himself up to the goal line. An incredible job being able to keep his balance and his feet on the ground there. He was almost parallel to the ground. He gets pushed back and somehow is able to just spin around the other direction, have the awareness.
It looks like he broke the plane, though.
On fourth down, you got to stretch it out. Great individual effort by Cedric Alexander.
It's on the board right now as a 1-yard rushing touchdown.
After video review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
And his 10 total touchdowns for Cedric Alexander. That leads the SEC. He came into this game ranked 5th in the nation in total touchdowns.
How about for this Vanderbilt offense, Joe? Up and down the field. They've been running it. They've been throwing it. They've had great balance. And a really nice rhythm offensively early against what has been one of the best defenses in the entire country.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns as Brock Taylor connects on the extra point. Barkley said we need to be.
It looks like UConn did settle for a 40-yard field goal attempt. So UConn does get some more points on the board as well. All right, so with that being said, looks like we don't really see much of anything in terms of like teams that are like across midfield. We might have something. I want to say it's the Eastern Michigan Miami game.
Good response there on first down, Marcus. Eastern Michigan gets the big play, gets a little bit of momentum, then right out of the gate for Miami on the next drive, you go back on the ground and a big gain for Brunson.
Yeah, and Miami lined up in an unbalanced formation, meaning they had some receivers on the line, and that caused Eastern Michigan to line up wrong, and then Miami had them outnumbered in the box.
All right, so they're not at midfield, but they're the closest to midfield, though. So we'll stay here for right now.
Ringer, the running back on this play. Reynolds in motion. Good pressure. Finn squeaks out of it.
Yeah, that was a really nice throw by the Quan Finn.
First down pickup. 15 yards for the redshirt senior, Brian Shane.
Yeah, that's called wide cross. Wide meaning the tight end. And you'll see him coming. It's going to flash across your screen. Good job by Finn. Making the man miss. You can't lose contain. You cannot go for the first move. You have to stay on that upfield outside shoulder and keep this man in the pocket. But that was a great play by Miami.
The first down in Eastern Michigan territory. All spotted at the 38. Finn again.
Another beautiful throw by the Quan Finn, man.
Shane lost the ball. It was popped loose on the tackle by Bryce Llewellyn. But he had control
like we might have a turnover unfolding.
So the ball popped loose. And another first down for Miami.
TCU and Baylor.
And Shane sold that block, found some grass on the outside. Good touch pass there by Finn. I've been very impressed with his accuracy and ball placement all afternoon.
Brian Shane had 4 receptions all year coming into today. That's his 3rd one of the game. Three first down passes in a row. Plays in a row, I should say, for Miami's offense. And now they get just inside the 20-yard line on that pickup by Reynolds.
All right, so red zone opportunity for sure, Miami, Eastern Michigan. I'm still waiting to get some confirmation. Okay, so TCU is also in the red zone as well. Let's flip it over to TCU and Baylor, because that is a more competitive matchup right now.
Sifting through the Baylor defense, still rumbling to the 5.
What a run there.
First and goal, Frogs. Barnes wants it, can smell it, getting the point.
Got there. Wow, what a big time run.
Barnes will not be denied.
And then at the same time, Miami is also going to score against Eastern Michigan. Hey, at least one Miami team did show up to play today.
Struggled to run the football the past 3 weeks. You know that has to feel good. Sudden change, get the ball and just hand it to your big back and let him rumble and stumble.
Now we do have some dangers and opportunities. So Bowling Green decides to try and go for a fake punt. The fake punt does not work, so keep in mind Bowling Green tried this inside their own 30-yard line, and they didn't get it on 4th and 2.
Tyson Davis, the Z wide receiver. It's a loss of 3, almost big-time disaster for Central.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier. They want to try to loosen up this defense by getting the ball on the edge. We know these guys want to impose their will inside the A-gaps, but right now they want to find a way to loosen up this defense by trying to get the ball on the edge, and right then and there, they wasn't able to.
And if I'm defensive coordinator Brandon Fisher here for Bowling Green, I'm showing a pressure look to confuse Labus here in the pocket, walk up some guys at line of scrimmage. You see Miles Bradley, 23, is the best edge rusher, bottom of the screen.
Jumps 3 for 5, 3rd down so far. Labus will keep it, make a cut, launching ahead.
It's about the 20-yard line, and see if they go for it.
Needs the 17 for a first down, so on a short field. Let's see what Central's got in mind. No hesitation. They're going for a field goal here for Matt Drinkle. Kansas 6.
Yeah, the right call? Yeah, I believe it's the right call. You know, Coach Drinkle talked about the snap count. He don't want his defense out there more than 55 plays. That's a very interesting way of calling the football game.
Yeah, I think it's the right call to take the points. Points are at a premium in this game. There won't be a ton of possessions.
All right, so they're going to go for the field goal. Army.
Jake Retzlaff yesterday. His thought process is fascinating about he's a
Army had the ball. They might have turned it over on downs as well. We do see Georgia Tech and Duke.
Speaking of tackles for loss, there was Luke Burgott firing up the middle.
We'll see if we stay here long term or not.
Yeah. Murgott and these linebackers here for Duke, you just see how fast these guys are triggering. We've been talking about it all game long. When you're playing against a team like this that essentially is the triple option, it's the dive, then it's the quarterback, and as their defensive coordinator Jonathan Packey said, it's then the screen game. You have to be decisive in your reads.
Hey, buddy.
Playing it perfectly.
All right, so they're going to go.
Of your players
Still there for right now. We do have Arizona.
Armstrong does it exceptionally well. I was wondering how they were able to pluck him from Florida. I mean, that kid right here is special as a defensive mind.
Rook Brown in a different life is probably some kind of wrangler or something like that. This is a guy who is one tough hombre.
Tough Hedeman.
Playing behind the sticks now on 2nd down. Fafita. Catches made.
Okay, so we also have a game break happening in Eastern Michigan versus Miami. Miami looked like they may have forced an interception. Check the replay real fast.
He's about as good as it gets back there.
You know, and absolutely that Miami defense is going to indeed get itself at about the 3-yard line. The scariest scoring opportunity yet. So let's head ourselves back over there, shall we?
What you talked about, but you saw his eyes just locked in on Noah Kim. A great shot there from our camera team down on the field. Miami of Ohio, 8 interceptions on the year.
Got a couple stickers on
back. So Redhawks get it back in plus territory as they got 5 straight games with an interception, and they will start this drive on Eastern Michigan's 31-yard line. Josh Ringer, a 1-yard pickup on 1st down. Barry Manning, one of the tacklers in on the play.
It's a good stop there by Manning. Young man, you know, he's not very big. He played defensive back, so he moves around extremely well at that 205-pound range. slithering around those blockers.
Time of possession, 22 minutes for Miami, 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, Miami's been absolutely dominating this game.
Finn back past the 40-yard line as he was backpedaling, looking for Ringer out of the backfield off his shoulder pads and out of bounds.
That time Eastern Michigan did a fine job in coverage, playing man-to-man. Marshall stayed on Ringer. There's nowhere to really go with the football, and then if you keep Finn in the pocket, then there's nowhere for him to run and beat you in man coverage.
Quan Finn 9 for 14 today with a pair of touchdowns. See Miami 7 of 9 on 3rd down. This is a long one though, 3rd and 9. Finn, a wide open wide receiver. It's
oh
Keith
yeah,
Reynolds
wide butt naked open there.
The 8th converted 3rd down in the first half for the Redhawks.
Yeah, watch this clear out route there by Cam Perry. See,
and we do also have a red zone opportunity as well.
Is they're running a bracket on Cam.
Tulane had a 4th and short, and they converted it.
Cam Perry drawing all the attention, so guys like Brian Shane, Keith Reynolds, Rylan Isom.
Right, so that's going to go into a 2-minute timeout. In the meantime, we'll flip over to Army and Tulane. Tulane in the red zone, still looking for the first point in the entire game. You're not expected to necessarily be one of your one of your matchups that you would see being at complete defensive battle, and that has absolutely been the case here in New Orleans.
Coach Woody, usually it's a linebacker. He says, when the linebackers are smarter than me, they don't need the green dot. So he gave the green dot to Colin Madison in the back, you know. Andon Thomas, who was the chemical engineer.
Yep, Caleb Fortner, civil engineering.
I would say they're
pretty smart.
Yeah, pretty smart.
Bryce Bohannon, that's why he relies on him.
Yeah, and that was, you know, Retzlaff knows he needs to lead him, give him a chance to run. It was behind him. He goes down and makes a nice catch. But you know, you talk about Army games, limited possessions. Holy cow, we're already at the 2-minute timeout, and it's only been 2 possessions for each team.
Yeah, this is the 2nd possession for Tulane, and we're at the 2-minute
All right, so Army and Tulane are also going to go into a commercial break. Baylor, on the other hand, they are also in the red zone, or at least they used to be in the red zone.
Number 69 on the outside. Looks like he gets his hands a little bit too high and yanks down the defensive end.
Holding. Offense, number 69, 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Holding by number 69. Not nice there.
Bottom of your screen, 69. Good move, and who did you buy? Number 11. I absolutely love Devin Beal. He makes this defense's front 7 go with everything he's able to do, and then just a motor through the roof.
Fugard came into this with 8 penalties called against him. Only 2 players in the FBS with more. And there's the DC, Andy Avalos. Back to the freshman, who tries to find some daylight to the 25.
Got some of that yards back, but not a lot, though.
I like the commitment right now to the run game and giving
Well,
Bryce
you're going to try
a
a
little bit of a break.
52-yard field goal, but it's no good.
Possession, allowing these young running backs to get in here, get some touches.
Second and 15 for Robertson. Trigg with his first catch at the 11. No, they're saying incomplete.
All right, so we do see Eastern Michigan and Miami. They are back from commercial break. Let's tune back into what this Miami team is doing. Seeing a fair number of misses from kicks here in the new window, it seems like. We just watched a kick miss in the Michigan game. They hit missed long field goal. LSU just trying to 50-yard field goal themselves. That did not work as well. Those two fours remaining the same.
Reach of Keith Reynolds, I should say.
Well, that time they tried to get it to Cam. Now they just wanted to get a touch, but that was good coverage there. James.
Speaking of field goal kickers, Baylor, they're going to attempt the field goal as well.
Cam Perry.
Reynolds now in the backfield. 2nd and 10. 16-yard line. Handoff, and the ball is loose. Reynolds lost it.
And Eastern Michigan is going to take over.
Eastern Michigan.
So if they're going to get a defensive stop, how about the Army-Tulane game? 3rd and long for Tulane. They finally get the points on the board. Been truly an ugly first half. One that's been dominating from the time possession spectrum for Army.
They're in the red zone for the 2nd time today. 3rd and 7. Retzlaff dropping back. Got to move and throws it away as he was being dragged down by Jack Bossum.
Yeah, it's just outstanding coverage in the back end. There was a little bit of a collision between the receiver 7. I think it was Shaz Preston.
All right, so that's going to turn into a field goal, too. Baylor does settle for a field goal. Like I mentioned, they actually hit the field goal. Love to see that.
Past the line of scrimmage, so no grounding.
Connor Langman, the Houston quarterback, he has something brewing here. We'll see if they can turn that into some form of some points. What's a very competitive Big 12 battle.
What do you think, 25, 27, 28 yards, partner, for that one? Well, he's hightailing it out of there, and he's showing you, maybe put that ball in the outside hand, you get an extra.
You're also putting on like something together here. Down by 7.
Over the years here at Houston.
Inside the 35-yard line.
David Klingler, Case Keenum, they threw it. Whitman can do it both.
Oh, nice.
Pass is complete to his tight end. 3rd catch for Tanner Koziel.
Well, Tanner's a weapon for him, man. You talk about a security blanket. And this scheme right here with 2 outside threats and a nice running back or 2, a tight end is all you need.
Houston with all 3 timeouts. Maybe they don't want to score too quickly. That'll stop the clock. Incomplete, looking for Thomas.
A bouncing ball there to the slot man, Amari. That was a little low and inside. It didn't give him a chance, but tell you what, they're moving the ball effectively now, forcing Arizona to defend the inside gaps. And so what does that mean? Those bodies start coming down there, Eric, and filling those voids that have been open, at least in this game, in the 1st and 2nd quarter. Now you got thin numbers on the backside. They got a 4 cross look right here. They're concerned about getting beat deep on a pass.
All right, so now Duke, it looks like it's being inside the 30-yard line themselves.
Complete. Thomas has got it. Clock will continue to move.
Monitoring that for the time being.
Because of the first down. Bend, but ball spotted. Will start it up again.
Bend but don't break. That's the philosophy here. They're going to stay in that 4-cross
scheme. And we do finally have a 4-inch Tulane Army game. It's got a field goal. We have a singular field goal.
4-man rush. Connors wasn't looking. Sneaking out of the backfield, and the pass is behind him.
I think that may have hit a player on the shoulder pads. It sounded like it. As you said, Connor was not even out of his break, so he certainly didn't have a shot at grabbing that one.
Oh, you're right. It is a pass deflected. That was Leroy Palu. Second down at 10. 44 seconds remaining in our first half. Houston with all 3 timeouts. Connors. Still going. And Connors across the 20. This guy.
Yeah, the clock is running now.
First touch.
And Arizona's got to be careful. They're getting a little bit frustrated on their back end.
Timeout. Houston, their first of the half.
You know, Dalton Johnson and company, the free safety, jaw jacking with guys and pushing around, and they're getting pushed around meantime on the field physically. This is a clinic right now.
It's a good job by Houston because
all right, so Houston does end up taking his first timeout.
You don't want to give the ball back to Arizona. And now that there's only 32 seconds remaining second quarter, even if they have to settle for a field goal, that is a victory in the sense that it's going to be +3 for you because Arizona's not going to have a chance to match.
I think it's a great take. And I also think on top of that, even though Arizona's acclimated to the time, which we've negated as an issue, the humidity is different than it is in Arizona. This is not the dry heat. This is humidity right now.
Yeah, it is.
And to ground this type of drive out right there can take a little bit out of you.
If you don't recall, Houston does get the football to begin our second half. Cougars have never led. In scoring range now. They've got a great kicker in Ethan Sanchez, but they don't want to settle for 3.
Got a cover 2 shell look.
3rd down and 1. Power football. Connors has the first down. Dalton Johnson tackled, but another first down.
All right, so now inside the 15.
Well, they came out of that cover 2 shell.
And then Duke inside the 25-yard line as well. They've had their fair share of red zone opportunities, but Duke has just not been able to capitalize.
Marquise Grove killer.
Yeah, missed two on a big field goal attempt that cost a point, and then there was also the fumble at the goal line, which is Georgia Tech's only point of the half, by the way. It's not even from an offensive touchdown. That's from a defensive touchdown.
So Houston's going to stay with their 11
well, it's been an ugly...
one tight end, 3 receivers. And
ugly first half in the Georgia Tech Duke game. Boston College does also have something going as well. They're at about the 35-yard line. But Connor Whitman, he's going to find the end zone. Touchdown. Houston. No, Houston, we do not have a problem. Looks like Boston College is also going to possibly settle for the field goal, too. So
here in the
let's
ACC,
head over to that
really,
Georgia Tech Duke game,
is
huh?
right here in it now with their record in the ACC. Obviously, Georgia Tech is right here in it. And right now, look, if you're Georgia Tech, I mean, you're in the driver's seat, right? You kind of look at their record, and you look at really like how this football team is made up. I think you have to have a lot of confidence as far as them being a team that's kind of been through the fire a little bit, really believes in their identity. Duke, you've had opportunities. You've moved the football. You've got to get some points out of this drive before the half.
Mensa lobs one. Nice adjustment. Touchdown.
Wow, what an incredible adjustment there.
And Darian Mensa has his 16th touchdown pass of the season.
All right, and with perfect timing, Eastern Michigan with a massive play downfield. And once again, we have Harold Mack, which again, going into the day, he did not have a single catch. He didn't have a single receiving yard. He had none of that. But another big-time catch for number 23. Now he has over 100 yards receiving.
Literally
and Eastern Michigan has a chance to make it a 1-4 game going into half.
This year, he's now had the 2 biggest passing plays of the game for Eastern Michigan. 39 seconds to go, and in the red zone are the Eagles' offense. Kim, good poise under pressure over the middle and down to the 12-yard line as Joshua Long, his 2nd catch of the drive.
Got to be impressed with that young man, Noah Kim, man. He's athletic, he's smooth, he's confident. Other than that one interception, I think he's really done a fine job executing the offense, knowing where to go. Even though the offense started off slow, but when he throws that deep ball, it's pretty and it's accurate.
7 for 14 today, a touchdown and an interception for Noah Kim. Eastern Michigan uses their final timeout here. So it'll be a chip shot for Kessinger if Eastern Michigan can't advance, but also now you got to be wary of throwing the ball.
So Army did also get inside the 30-yard line as well. The drive slowed down.
Definitely.
They got a field goal yet again.
They get a first down, that clock will stop.
An absolute barn burner happening in New Orleans at the moment. We do have a riveting 3-3 ball game.
After they got the turnover and they marched this far with a couple big plays.
Harold Mack, 2 receptions, 101 yards.
Meanwhile, we'll see if Michigan can respond.
2nd and 4. Eastern Michigan looking for halftime momentum. The throw to the end zone. It's caught. Harold Mack Jr.
And look who it is. Harold Mack Jr. with yet another with a touchdown.
This young man here, man. I've done a few Eastern Michigan games this year, and I don't even remember him being out there like this. He has been an impact player. They ran a slot fade and man-to-man, and the timing of that was impeccable.
Little ball. There you go.
The extra point is good. Eastern Michigan.
All right, so that's going on, and then in the meantime,
here if you're Bill O'Brien and company.
First, we can't take another penalty. That's first and foremost. So
Boston College has something going. So does TCU. TCU is actually down by the goal line. Actually, scratch that. We're going to go to the Baylor TCU game as well.
So timeout here with 29 seconds left. Jordan Dwyer, what a story. He was playing at FCS Idaho.
Their first of the half, 30 seconds in length.
Didn't do much his first year, but last year goes off. 78 catches, 1,192 yards. Named second team Big Sky, which is an awesome FCS conference, by the way. Gets a shot here at TCU. He's fit in nicely with this receiving corps.
Just, incredible chemistry with Hoover this season, especially early on, and has been the same since early on in the season. They want to get him back going because of his playmaking ability.
All right, so it looks like, all right, so Tulane and the Army, they do officially go into halftime. It is tied at 3.
McAllister, Dwyer, the tight end, a lot of weapons for Hoover to play with.
Sis.
You talk about that chemistry with Hoover and Dwyer, and he is a powerful route runner. He gets defenders off their spots, creates those windows that way. He's been quiet the last couple of weeks, but Hoover said he's so confident in him, and he knows what he's capable of.
Communication issues there with Lauren Sisler. We'll set the scene here. Second and goal, 29 seconds left, 2 timeouts for TCU.
This is my son, by the way, guys.
It was a run for a touchdown.
Miniature college football red zone right here, baby.
With a touchdown.
See what TCU can do on the goal line, though. I'll tell you what.
There was some daylight there, but it condensed quickly. Caleb,
we have a red zone opportunity in the Washington-Michigan game. Washington hasn't really done much of anything today. But with that being said, huge throw down the middle
from the defensive tackle, defensive end, and those holes
is
close.
going to make sure that Washington gets inside the 15-yard line.
Now we do have that.
LSU also going to attempt yet another field goal.
Third and goal, so you
And
can
then
still
that
throw
is
this
good
somewhere
too.
in bounds, obviously, and not in the end zone, and still call a timeout and have one play to go here with 15 seconds to go in the second half.
What do you think? This part of the field, Eric McAllister, a fade game, trying to do something back shoulder with him.
Well, I like him. I also like DJ Rogers. I think DJ's playing at a very high level this first half, and obviously has the one touchdown to get things going earlier for this offense. So I think at the moment, Eric, 6'3", but also DJ Rogers somewhere in the slot matched up. I really like the way he's been playing.
TCU looking for the 2-for-1. They will get the football.
Very much.
Barnes checks back
And then, all right, so Boston College, we just saw, I got a story update there. From 40 to 50 yards out, then the penalty was knocked them out of the red zone.
And this is the
Well, they respond, and they're going to get a field goal out of that as well.
The first of the half.
The Boston College going to take, likely going to take a 20-17 lead into the half.
Their best play in that situation. Now TCU's got to go back to the drawing board, figure out, do we want to stay with what we got, or we do something different?
Well, this week we have a Monday Night Football doubleheader. At 7 Eastern on ESPN and ABC, it's the Bucs Lions. Then at 10 Eastern on ESPN, Texans Seahawks. Both games also available on ESPN.
All right, here we go. Second and 5 for Washington. They're going to run a screen to the right.
TCU looking so much better after a game that Sonny Dykes described
It's a Van Vines Bryant.
Too many drops.
Made the catch for Washington.
Return, 4 touchdowns. Got him a little while to get going, but now trying to cash in here and extend what is a 4-point lead before the break.
Trying to reach across the goal line. No, that's going to be enough.
Going to be on the outsides, 1 and 7. See if you get the matchup with either of those guys.
Thornton is on McAllister, right side of the formation, bottom of the screen. Going to the other side, Dwyer got in.
All right, so Jonah Coleman, they run it with him on the goal line, and Washington on the end zone. Jordan Dwyer? Yes, Jordan Dwyer. He also is going to score for Washington, and then TCU. We saw them score too.
Before that safety can come over to replace the blitzing corner. Quick hands, beautiful accuracy, and another.
All right, so in the meantime, now head over to LSU Vanderbilt. We're going to see some games going to halftime, that's for sure.
And in this type of situation, that's a risk you just don't want to take, I think, if you're Pavia.
And Sword Delane this week, ESPN.
That was Jonah Coleman's, like for Washington, that was Jonah Coleman's 13th touchdown of the year, which is the most in the FBS.
Half a minute to play to halftime. Pavia gets it complete to Hoskins.
Really nice catch by Hoskins there. That throw a little bit behind him. Hoskins really has been a possession guy for them, sitting down in the zone. And there you go, Joe. Already, they're in field goal range of Brock Taylor.
Remember, one timeout to deal with. Pavia throws it to the outside, and 17 seconds remain.
Go back and look at this catch again here. Just trying to get over the middle of the field, thrown behind. And we've seen both tight ends make great catches early in this game in the first quarter. And that time, Hoskins, great job getting two hands on it, keeping it off the dirt and securing it.
Grad student from Lake Forest, Illinois, is one of the real good guys on this team. He's up for the Werfel Trophy and the Good Works team. 17 seconds remaining in what has been a wildly entertaining first half.
You can attack the middle of the field here if you're Pavia with under 2 minutes to go. The game clock will stop if you get a first down.
Pavia. Remember, he does have the timeout, so he can run it, and he strides out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock with 11 seconds to go.
Well, it's such a good decision in being aware of the situation, too, by Pavia there. If you see open field, he's just going, and he's not going to sit back there and scramble around and waste precious seconds, just making quick decisions, not just in the passing game, but when he runs the football as well.
There's Brock Taylor. We told you the streak, 16 consecutive field goals. He's had 6 field goals over 50 yards. They're already down to the 28-yard line. Pavia on 3rd and 1. Precious last few seconds of this first half. Incomplete, looking for Stowers.
Good work by LSU on the back end. It's been a really nice series. Obviously on the last drive, getting the sack on 4th down, allowing them to get some points here. And after giving up that long completion to Junior Sherrill in the first play of this one, they were able to kind of collect themselves a little bit, now set up a long field goal attempt.
A 46-yard attempt for Taylor. Great lift and rotation, and right on through, and well managed in the final seconds by Clark Lee's offense and Diego Pavia.
That's why I just love the aggressive nature.
All right, so that's likely going to be our score going into half, 17-13 in favor of Vanderbilt. In the meantime, the only game that isn't in halftime is Washington.
Correction. Make
in
that
Michigan.
Samaj Morgan with the reception. With 5 seconds to go. Let me correct myself again. It was Channing Goodwin with the catch. And Goodwin is on the sideline, the Michigan sideline. So they have let the clock run out, and that is the end of the first half.
All right, so that's going to be 7-all game. We'll check in real fast. The last play of the Vanderbilt and LSU game.
At the stadium, and
Benny Schoolhorn sounds like a Sharks game. I mean, yeah, I mean it's a unique sound, or at least not a unique sound. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't watched too much hockey, so
They're going to squib this.
I'm not
to play keep away
super
from
sure.
Marion Brown.
Oh, wait a minute now. This could turn into something. No, he gets right down to the 40.
We're going to extend it right to double zeros.
Oh, that would have been something else. Okay, we're going to go into halftime. Everybody, and I literally do mean everybody, is going to be in a halftime break. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into what we have in terms of what we have going in terms of games happening around the country, both happening right now, and then as well as some games that are going to be happening over the course of what we got going. So with that being said, let me go ahead and pull things up here real fast on my end. So you saw what the halftime scores are right now. So right now, a lot of 1-4 games with one couple of exceptions. TCU does have a 21-10 lead against Baylor at the half. And then Central Michigan, I think that might be the biggest surprise of the day. Central Michigan actually up double digits against Bowling Green. Maybe Bowling Green in one of those letdown spots at the moment. Bowling Green coming off of that a really emotional win in the I-75 rivalry game against Toledo. We have seen so far that Bowling Green in a little bit of a letdown spot. We'll see if they can wake up in the second half. Other than that, everything else is really close. We do see Washington, Michigan tied at 7, and the same could be said about Georgia Tech going on the road to play against an unranked Duke team. That is also knotted up. Houston has a 7-point lead over Arizona. Vanderbilt, who was favorited against a ranked SEC opponent for the first time since I believe it was the 1970s, based off of what I've seen from ESPN. Vanderbilt does carry a 17-13 lead into the half. And then, surprisingly, the lowest scoring game that we have is Army and Tulane. That game is a field goal all. Neither team has found the end zone, interesting enough as well. So that's what we have going on here in terms of just the noon window games. I've thought about including Oklahoma, South Carolina, and West Virginia and UCF in this game as well. With the issues that we were having last week, and I had kind of dumbed it down to make sure that we didn't have those same issues that we experienced last weekend. I did dumb down the stream a little bit, for those purposes. But let's go ahead and check in on what we have around the country at the moment. So I'm actually going to pull up ESPN for this one. Let's see if we can pull up the scores. And then I'm actually going to move myself here. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, really not a lot happening here right now in terms of your. So the other two games that aren't on College Football Red Zone, they are going because they did kick off after the initial noon window. So we do have Oklahoma playing against South Carolina. It looks like the slander against Oklahoma, they are taking that personally. And so Oklahoma does have a 14-0 lead. That is early in the second quarter. You can catch that game on the SEC network. But here's what's going on. Secondarily, South Carolina is dead. Or at least their season is dead. And it really makes you wonder, what is Shane Beamer's future at South Carolina? Because I think he provided himself some time, getting to that 9-3 record last year. And with the way that they finished, they had a big, extremely big argument, an extremely legitimate argument to make the playoff last year as the final at large. SMU not beating Clemson in the ACC championship did ruin that a little bit as well as the head-to-head in Alabama. But then also, West Virginia taking on UCF, two teams that are already eliminated, but two teams that are playing with pride, even though neither has college football playoff implications. This is a battle of 0-3 Big 12 teams. One of these two teams is going to have to come out on top. We did most recently see West Virginia get absolutely decimated by, I'm trying to think of who they played last week. I'm drawing a complete blank. It was, kind of against BYU. The score looks a little bit closer, but in reality, BYU absolutely did handle business against West Virginia. And then UCF, they did actually play a competitive game against UC. I watched that game personally because I am like a Cincinnati Bearcats fan. So that's what we got going on. So other games that are happening today that I did want to mention that could have an impact on the national field, right? So just scrolling down real fast, Troy and UL Monroe. And as far as that one, surprisingly, that is a 3 o'clock game that we have going on over on ESPN Plus. That does have some Sun Belt title implications. Both are in contention over in the West Division. Troy and UL Monroe, they both need these wins. UL Monroe particularly trying to bounce back after losing to the aforementioned like Coastal Carolina. That's a tough loss for the Warhawks. They're going to be working to get back on track. Obviously, Ole Miss and Georgia, that's going to have a big say in the overall SEC title picture. I did preview Ole Miss and Georgia earlier this week. I do have Georgia winning the game, but Ole Miss covering. How about SMU versus Clemson over on the ACC network for the 3:30 window, right? So SMU, they haven't lost a ACC like conference game in the regular season since they have arrived, and they also haven't lost They actually haven't lost a conference game in the regular season since before the start of the 2023 season. It's been that long since we have seen the SMU Mustangs actually lose a game, right? So that's a big game for them. And then Clemson. Clemson trying to find their swagger back. They are starting the backup quarterback, getting his first career start. Christian Pizarro, I think, has been sitting behind State Klubnik for a couple of years now. So, and another thing for Clemson, if they lose this game, not only are they going to be done in terms of the ACC title picture, they're on live support on that end as well, but they're also going to be eliminated from the college football playoff if they lose this game. So a must-win for Clemson. SMU, if they do lose, they'll still be alive for the ACC title picture, but any shot of an at-large for SMU is going to be gone like a girl in a country song. So definitely want to keep that in mind. Another 3:30 game that's happening where we're still waiting for one of these noon games to come back from commercial break. Yeah, UNLV and Boise State. Big game in the Mountain West right now. UNLV undefeated under Dan Mullen. Now taking on the best power-rated team in the Mountain West, in Boise State. They got a couple of losses. They got that blowout to USF early in the year. They also have they weren't dominated, but they didn't look great either against Notre Dame. So they already have 2 losses. So they may be out of the G5 auto bid picture, unless they get some carnage in the American. But still have all their goals are coming from the Mountain West standpoint. Got to beat UNLV, though. That could play a big role in the tiebreaker. And then if you're UNLV, you're looking to remain unbeaten, right? One of the last 2, only one of 2 unbeatens. Navy's the only other unbeaten team that's not ranked in the Red Shirt Sports top 25 right now. Navy is off this week. So a chance to gain some ground on Navy in terms of favor. Coastal Carolina and App State is another one that we'll watch a little bit closely. That could really help shape things in terms of the East Division for the Sun Belt. How about Old Dominion and James Madison, though? This game did lose a little bit of its luster. We saw Old Dominion absolutely get decimated by Marshall. Imagine saying that in the preseason. That's why the games are played on the field. Still, that being said, these are still the 2 best teams in the Sun Belt, in my opinion. Going at it, it's a 3:30 game on ESPNU. James Madison representing the best shot that the Sun Belt can be represented for the college football playoff. For that to happen, James Madison is going to need to win out, and they might need a little bit of help from the American as well, because the American seems to have a distinctly more of an advantage from that standpoint. Looking around as we're still waiting for games to come back. Appreciate you guys coming through to the College Football Red Zone stream. How about North Texas and UTSA? North Texas trying to bounce back after the loss to USF. While UTSA, they might found their swagger back against Rice. They did not play with food, as they chose not to play with food. UTSA getting a big-time win over Rice. Absolutely skull drug them, which is important. Rice a solid team. That's not food that you don't want to play with. Looks like we're going to see Bowling Green and Central Michigan being that first game get out at halftime. But before we sign off, some other games to watch over the course of this week that could shape some title pictures. Texas Tech and Arizona State. Texas Tech being a team. This Arizona State might be the best chance for Texas Tech to lose in the regular season. If Texas Tech wins this game, where's the likely loss there? They've looked unstoppable. They dominated everybody. Can Arizona State pull something off now that Sam Leavitt is coming back? In the meantime, Southern Miss in Louisiana. Charles Huff got the boys rolling over there for Southern Miss. They're looking to get to 5-2 as well. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Hawaii and Colorado State. That could be a little bit of a sleeper game. Probably going to end up on the Mountain West Network. So if you have a Mountain West Network, good luck. You may need to pirate that because I know that's a hard one to get to. Tennessee and Alabama. I previewed that game. I have Alabama winning and covering. Notre Dame and USC. I have Notre Dame winning. I think USC is going to cover. That's a really good team. And then some other games that are happening as well. But guys, we do have a first game coming out from the break. So with that being said, I am going to tune us into Central Michigan and Bowling Green with the first game to come out of halftime.
You see Central Michigan have held a double-digit first-half lead in all 3 wins this season. They got to control the time of possession right here in the second half and keep the ball away from Bowling Green and that offense.
Levis begins half number 2. Well, that's San Jose State for Central. Lost at Pitt, lost at Michigan. Big beat Wagner, beat Eastern Michigan. Last game for the Chips 2 weeks ago on the road, a loss at Akron. Can Mac play? Biggins on the first down carry, slung down, not much doing at all. Jalen McClendon got their right corner. It was pretty cool pregame. McClendon came to you, gave you a big hug when he realized, Patrick, who you were. What did he say to you?
Yeah, it was a really, really cool reaction. He said, man, I was just watching DBs, and you so happened to come across my screen. So what an honor it is to meet you here, and also for you to be calling my game. So Jalen McClendon, man, shout out to you. Hope you're out there balling right now, man. Let's keep it going, baby.
National Offensive Player of the Year candidate, FCS level, for Tennessee State and Eddie George last year. Second and long. Biggins feature back, fake to Davis. Levis carries.
We had a 1-foot naked hole there for sure. That's for sure, man.
Rumbles across the 35 for a first down.
Okay, Army and Tulane are also coming out for the halftime break. We'll see if either team can get the offense clicking in that game. Since neither team, as you can see, just found the end zone. That's been your lowest scoring game thus far.
But I believe that is something that's keeping this Bowling Green defense on the edge of their seat right now.
A huge first down pickup. Good job there by the Central Michigan offensive line. They pulled the 2 tackles to come around the edge. A good pickup by Flores.
Latest 5 carries, 30 yards of the game here. Off the first down run. Play fake to Biggins. McIntosh has his first catch of the game. McClendon does shove him out of bounds eventually. Tommy McIntosh, the transfer from Wisconsin, with a grab.
McIntosh, a big, long receiver, 6'5". He can win down the field, and that speed and the length pushes the corners off a little bit, Patrick. They're afraid of getting beat over the top. It opens up those hitch routes right there.
That it is, and when the corners are given that much cushion, it just makes it an easy pitch and throw for the quarterback and the receiver.
Gain of 9, 12th catch of the year for McIntosh. DeWitt, Michigan, Big Ten transfer. Flag is down.
Looks like it's going to be an offside penalty. They're going to take a shot.
He and McClendon come together. McIntosh would like a PI call. Let's get the flag worked out at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be offsides on the defense, I think. Good heads-up play by the center, Bloom, of snapping the ball to give them a free play on offense.
Defense, number 7. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
David Fogo, start offensive end. Big motor for Bowling Green. Guilty party.
Yeah, honestly, this could have been a double whammy. Down the field, McClendon does a great job of defending that play, because if he gets caught with a pass interference or anything like that, they're going to attack that on with that foul as well.
Biggins feature back again. Carries, spins through tacklers, keeps the legs turning. And a good run for Nahiri Biggins does get to the 44. A gain of 6, leading rusher for PG.
Biggins really has great balance at running back. Watch him hit the hole here, keep his feet through contact, keep chopping, and it takes 6 guys to bring him down. A ton of physicality, and Biggins, not the biggest guy, 6 foot, 200 pounds, but finds a way to get yards after contact.
Only returning running back from last year's team, Jim McElwain, retired after the 2024 season. New second down. Flores back in the game. Angel Flores rumbling, rambling, and pushes the pile ahead. Gains 5, moves the chains. The counter and the contrast, guys, between the QB is effective for Central Michigan.
Yeah, very effective. And this is the game that Bowling Green did not want to be in. Down 11 points. And the way that Central Michigan control the line of scrimmage, the way that they want to keep their defense off the field, they're going to make it hard for this Bowling Green team to try to put together a comeback like they did last week.
Yeah, the Bowling Green needs to stop right here. They got to bring these safeties down into the box. These guys got to come down and start playing the run. Have to stop this Central Michigan run game.
Labus back in. Townsend feature back. Lewis in motion. Here's Townsend. Makes a cut. He is loose.
Oh boy, is he going to be gone? Boy, girl in a country song. No, he gets blocked.
Bumped out of bounds inside the 5.
Sledgehammered out, put inside the 5-yard line. Central Michigan looking to extend the lead further.
Right now they have a thunder and lightning.
And you know what? This is what I get. This is what I get. I stuck my neck out for Bowling Green. I said earlier this week that, like when I did my mid-season prediction, my revised prediction, I had Bowling Green going to the MAC championship game. And then this is how Bowling Green responds. Being down double digits to a below-average Central Michigan team, and all the credit in the world to Chippewa. They are playing some great ball right now.
2 touchdown runs already.
But man, big wolf from Bowling Green.
For Central Michigan. Whistles and
Are
flags.
we going to get a delay of game?
Delay of game.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense. Assistant coach.
Wow.
First down.
I thought that was going to be a delay of game, or at least a like a timeout for Central Michigan.
Referees are discussing this one. On an assistant coach, you don't hear that a ton.
No. Defensive coordinator. I think they got Coach Fisher on this one.
Let's see. You have a delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Brandon Fisher is a defensive coordinator. And either did or said something to get.
He got a heck of a beard, though. I'll tell you what.
Again, second to be ejected.
And I think it came from he thought his defender was being held on that big run.
Yeah.
So he got hot under the collar. And Matt Drinkle and Central Michigan. Repeating first down.
Here, because of the, I figured out at least there's been like offsetting penalties, but evidently not.
Big star on this drive for the Chips. Flores, QB run again. Runs into trouble, bouncing off tacklers into the end zone. Touchdown, Central Michigan.
All right, so Central Michigan's going to score again. What a tough day to be a Bowling Green guy. We'll check in on Georgia Tech and Duke. Georgia Tech trying to put a little something together. They are in about field goal range.
Of another Duke first down. So Duke well over 250 yards of total offense at this point, but only 7 points on the board. They did score their 7th touchdown, though, in their last 6 games inside of the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of a first half. Clayton Powell-Lee shaken up on that last play for Georgia Tech. He is slowly walking off the field. So this Duke offense, they can strike quickly when necessary, and they've made a habit of scoring right at the end of halves. And now they're basically trying to put together back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead.
They are a quick strike offense, no question. Explosive play offense. 8 plays so far in this game coming out of the first half of 10 or more yards. 5 of them went for 20 plus. Georgia Tech hasn't been able to produce those explosives. Only 1 play of 20 plus yards so far in this football game. And that's the kind of thing that'll eventually catch up to you. You know the score's tied now. You've got to produce them. You've got to eliminate them on defense.
Castle, he's got the first down. And to that point, Duke coming into today, tied 7th in the country in most plays of 20 or more yards, tied 3rd in the country in most plays of 30 or more yards. When you get chunks like that, tough to stop.
Yeah, you sure are. I mean, because what winds up happening is you can think that you have an offense stop, you have them stop, but because of their ability to be so explosive, they can just flip the game in a hurry. And that's why you can just never let up on a football team like this, as you see.
Andrell Anthony has a couple of yards. Kyle Eford hustled out there to help Jai Gilmore on the tackle.
The thing about it is, like, I think Brent Key has, you know, he has this game.
We have a big play happening in the UConn Boston College game. As Joe Vagano with UConn, he's going to throw a dime on the post route. Huge touchdown for the Huskies, and UConn is going to take the lead and also represent one of the first touchdowns that we'll see in the second half of the new window matchups. So that'll give UConn a lead of their own that they can work off of. Duke's going to slowly but surely get it inside the 30-yard line, but hold up now. Wait a minute, we have a red zone opportunity. TCU has driven it down inside Baylor's 20. They have a chance to take a commanding lead. Let's tune in and see if they can punch it in and take that commanding lead that we're talking about.
Wilford off onto the bench. Coming in is number 2, Reggie Bush, to see if he can help out on the backside for this defense.
Side note, watching the LSU and Vanderbilt game kick off, we do have a black kicker for LSU. We don't see that very often. You know, we love to see destroying, like inspiring a ton of people.
Sift through, keep going, and finally brought down at the 6-yard line. I thought he was going to start running the wrong way.
Nice hands, nice slant route, and then just using his side to stay up. Nope, not that way. Let me go there. It looks like you're just like playing backyard football. And Baylor's got a man down after that one. Here's number 0, Jackie Marshall.
Yeah, arguably their most valuable defensive player is down. So that is Jackie Marshall being checked out.
All right, so while the injured players getting checked out, Duke has been able to keep it going, even though we turned away. Duke does have a red zone opportunity, a deep red zone opportunity. They're at about the 6-yard line, and they have a 2nd and 4.
Bradley Smith is a 6th offensive lineman. Castle behind 6 offensive linemen. And some big tight ends, close to a first down, inside the 5.
I think if you are Jonathan Brewer, the play caller for Duke, you're thinking right here, okay, look, we cannot have any ball handling issues here. We cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. What's the good plays? But again, the plays that we have a high degree of success, like that.
Straight ahead run, short of the first down for Castle. Now they're not getting fancy with any of the zone read possible mesh points the way that Mensah and Castle coughed it up that resulted in the Georgia Tech touchdown. This time straight ahead power football, but now it's 4th down.
Okay, so we're back from the injury timeout. TCU, 1st and goal from the 5.
Going up and over inside the 5-yard line.
Duke is facing a 4th and 1. I will let you know what they end up doing on the 4th and 1.
You know, you have an offense that has belief that they can run the football. You know, like you're playing essentially playing with one arm behind your back. Without that game, especially inside the red zone, inside the 5 where windows and everything's so condensed, to be able to just say, let's just line up and run the football is a breath of fresh air for this coaching staff. And let's see if they commit to it right now.
And it's going to be a 2 running back set with Barnes in there with Jeremy Payne. The fake toss, ripping back the middle.
Wow.
And caught. Taz Williams with the touchdown.
All right, so TCU does get yet another touchdown, and they'll take a commanding lead Let's now head back to Duke and TCU. They just went for it on 4th and goal. They got it.
I don't understand what that would have been unless someone audibly was saying something, but I think they're trying to say that Braden Manley was trying to simulate the snap
So
count.
now Duke has a 1st and goal situation. In the meantime, not only do we have Duke in a 1st and goal, did they find the end zone?
The officials running in from each
They're going to mark it at the 1 yard, like half-yard line. Houston does also have a red zone opportunity against Arizona. Arizona looking for their biggest lead of the day thus far. They already have that 21-14 lead midway through the 3rd quarter.
I believe that is 99 Vandenberg, who just takes his guy and bench presses him in the backfield. That's what you got to do down here when you're playing goal line defense. You have got to reset the line of scrimmage.
Kyle Eford was right in the middle of it as well. The leading tackler the last 2 years. Castle now back in. He bounces. Eford wraps him up. Some help from Jai Gilmore. Gilmore, I think, got there first. Short of the goal line again.
Watch Vandenberg. He does it again. Just look at the point of attack. You see how he just takes the guard, or the center rather, Matt Craycraft, and just puts him back into the backfield. And Castle has to redirect where he's going. It messes up the timing of the entire play. I mean, that is 2 very, very good snaps by this Georgia Tech defensive line that has given them a chance.
All right, so Houston is going to have a goal line situation themselves. 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line. And then Vanderbilt is also going to approach the red zone as well. They just came out of the first half.
Is he short? It looks like he might be.
Bob, it's 3 in a row. That's 3 in a row. Jordan Vanderberg, win, win, win. Just bottling up the middle. The defensive interior players of this Georgia Tech defensive line just playing their tails off.
All right, and then Houston, they did a quarterback run inside the 5-yard line as well. Solid run for Connor Legman to get to, looks like about the 2. And then Vanderbilt is indeed in the red zone themselves. See what they do with their first play in the red zone, as Tavia is going to not keep it. It's going to be an end around. Get some solid yardage. Gets to about the 10-yard line there. It'll be 2nd and short coming up there.
Now you're thinking if you're Jonathan Brewer.
All this while still waiting to see what Duke does on a 4th and goal. Big decision here from Manny Diaz. As Connor Legman on 3rd and goal. Gonna throw it over the middle. It's a caught. Yes, it is. Touchdown, Houston.
The right tackle hobbled off the field. So now the clock and the play clock should both start. 4th down and goal.
All right, looks like Manny Diaz getting some cojones. They're going for it.
Anderson Castle
oh, but there's a flag. Is it a full start?
Illegal substitution. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Oh, that means Duke's definitely going to go for the field goal instead. You hate to see it. We will have Vanderbilt back in the red zone, though.
1st and goal, Vandy.
I mean, Harold Perkins is a hard guy to get away from. He shoots this gap with his speed, but you see the tough one-cut running style of Cedric Alexander. Great job getting that 1st down. And this is an area of the field where he's a big weapon as well, down in the red zone, catching the football. 4 receiving touchdowns for him. That leads all running backs in the nation.
Leads the SEC in total touchdowns for Alexander. There is Perkins. What a matchup we have here in Nashville. Running back and linebacker. Here's the option. Here's Alexander looking for anything as he just lowers the shoulders to the 4-yard line. Halsey makes the tackle.
And Diego Pavia was trying to lead for him out there as well. He doesn't not only slide when he has
you also have a goal line opportunity for Army. No, I think the first drive for Army after a Tulane 3 and out.
A little bit of a shoulder to Harold Perkins, not much.
We are about like 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter already. And I think like between Army and Tulane, I think we've only had 1 possession each, which is the crazy part.
He talked to me for about a half an hour about trying out for WWE after his pro football career. He doesn't mind it. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Pavia on the boot. Looking for that pylon. and they are going to mark him just short. He was pushed out by Jack Pyburn, who's back out on the field.
Wow, and they're trying to get the play action fake to freeze LSU, but the speed of LSU, and Jack Pyburn specifically right here, he's not fooled. He takes on a block and immediately changes direction to go get to Pavia. Remember, he got knocked out of the game earlier in this drive, and the Florida transfer back out there with their back against the wall.
Third down and goal from the 1-yard line as Orion Irving, the 320-pound extra tackle, has come into the game. Pavia to the end zone, wide open. Touchdown.
Wide, butt naked open, touchdown, Vandy. And that leads us to yet another goal line opportunity for Army. Can Army, 7-minute drive, by the way, 13th play coming up. Can Army punch it in and get the first touchdown of the ball game?
Helms got a shove. Touchdown.
All right, so Army does actually find its way into the end zone as well. All right, so Army scores. Now Michigan, they're coming out of the half, 3rd and long, but they're inside the 20-yard line. And they keep the drive alive, too.
Bryce Underwood, as we mentioned, just turned 18. Seventh game of his college career. Trips at the top. Marshall motions back into the backfield.
Looks like man coverage, Gus.
3rd down and 8. Underwood looks that way. Underneath again, he's got a receiver.
It's going to be 4th and it's a completion, but it's going to be short.
As Donovan McCulley
makes
the grab to Cario Davis with the tackle, so Michigan has a decision to make.
I don't think there's much of a decision because this would be.
Yeah, listen, B-Dub, I absolutely agree with you. I think Vanderbilt, still a lot of games left in that LSU matchup, and it could also be possible that LSU is more flawed than we anticipated. At the same time, though, got to give Vanderbilt their flowers. They are playing excellent football today at home.
So here you go, 4th down and 2 at the 6.
Oh, it looks like they are actually going for this.
Bredesen, they give it.
Oh, it's going to be short.
Marshall.
Maybe? He's still pushing. Oh, yeah, this is going to be short.
I think he got it. The far official is saying it's Washington ball. Ryan Walters fired up on the opposite sideline. Here's Marshall going over to the left side.
So they go for it on 4th and 2.
From that defensive line in the fast.
And they don't get it. They actually do not get it there.
Was set up because of a taunting call by Jamel Johnson. And it looked like it was going to go back to TCU.
For field goal. We did see that.
There's the shot. He's open.
Oh, he just missed him.
Kobe Prentice. That's a touchdown.
It is the perfectly drawn play against a corner's defense. You're going to get an out route by the number 2 receiver, and the number 1 receiver to the outside has a post route and just airmails it over his head for a chance for a touchdown.
Robertson, 12 to 28 for the game.
Yeah, B-Dub, I absolutely remember that Alabama game that Vanderbilt played a couple of weeks ago. And really, to be candid, that was, if you really sit down, it was because of the mistakes that they've had that they did have that they ended up losing that game. And I'm actually going to say,
not only do we think maybe
the game over real fast, we do have another goal line opportunity in Eastern Michigan and Miami. Goal line situation. Anyways, if you really sit down and think about that Vanderbilt game, for example, Vanderbilt, you know, they had 3 red zone opportunities. 2 of them ended up in turnovers. They did get 1 touchdown, but, you know, having 3 red zone opportunities against Alabama, and you only get 7 points. I mean, you cannot win games like that, you know, regardless of who you are. So that one game that Vanderbilt has lost,
on the ground.
You know, that's a game that Vanderbilt absolutely could have won.
Brunson stacked up inside the 5, trying to push the pile. They'll spot him at the 3.
We are still keeping an eye on the Baylor and ECU game as well, by the way. It's just that I wanted to make sure I get this scoring opportunity for you guys. Baylor is in the red zone, though. They are trying to climb back into things.
Shane right on up underneath from the hash to the numbers in the flat area, and Finn could always pull it.
Brian Shane, the tight end, already 1 touchdown today. His biggest game of the year for Miami. 2nd and goal. Brunson, shoulders down, head first, pushing, and stopped at the 1-yard line. It's like Bryce Llewellyn, among others, as well as Warren Stevens Tayo. The line of scrimmage.
Big fellas in there fighting, scratching and clawing. Miami's got to get a better push than that.
Now 3rd and goal from the 1.
And then Baylor is going to be able to find the end zone. A Sawyer Robinson touchdown. It's going to find Potter.
Finn keeps it
Jaden Potter with an 18-yard play.
Outside and runs in for 6.
We do see the touchdown there. So,
ooh, and he breaks it down too.
Got a Miami touchdown. And I'm going to put this up for right now, but I don't know if we're actually going to go for the extra point or not, or if we are going to instead try to see. It looks like Baylor is in fact going for the 2-point conversion. Well, hold on a second.
Trying to make this a 10-point game. Bryson Washington checks back in. Klopfenstein and Trigg, 2 tight ends on the right side. They now motion in with Cameron. All sorts of time. A hold potentially. Cameron back in the end zone. Toe tap.
All right, looks like they do get a 2-point conversion.
Pending the flag on the field.
Oh, wait a minute.
In the area of an offensive hold.
Hold up now. Wait a minute. Let's check this flag. Hold up. Oh, it's called on the defense. All right, so the 2-point conversion is good. Just want to make sure that was actually good before I add the 2 points onto the scoreboard. Okay, that being said, Tulane trying to answer back after Army scores a touchdown of their own.
Man, Sean Donovan just driving Gordon to the ground.
And that's the one thing we haven't, the coaches
playing very much been shut down today.
A constant running game today for Tulane.
And in spite of that, still only down by 7.
15-yard runs. They really haven't been able to get that going against this defensive front for Army.
Well, they've only rushed for 59 yards today. A team for Tulane that averages 187 yards on the ground per game. 3rd down here. They're 3 for 6 on the afternoon. Retzlaff keeper. Oh, he's converted.
Oh, he's got wheels. He's got wheels. Red zone. He's got some wheels.
8 rushing touchdowns on the season for
And that right there, boys, is going to get Tulane all knotted up. And then in the meantime, LSU with Xavion Thomas, a 62-yard receiving tutty, is going to get LSU right back into the game themselves. Make it just a field goal game there, too. All right, and then we do have Arizona. They recently crossed the 50-yard line. That is the only game that we have that we're trying to put on college football red zone where we do see a team cross the 50-yard line. So here we are, Arizona looking to answer back, down by a couple of scores. Can they respond? If I can find. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. Okay. All right.
Another blitz. Fafita. Wow. He's got room.
Oh, Houdini worked for Fafita. He's got room now. Oh, he gets tripped up at the 31, though. Oh, and LSU's going for the 2-point conversion. Can they get it? All right, did not expect LSU to go for the 2-point conversion in that context, but they done did it, Aaron.
understands
LSU comes to within a third one.
on this side of the defense with Austin Armstrong's unit. They are aggressive, they attack, they're free-flowing, and they are instinctive.
This is the drive that Arizona needed. They don't want to settle for 3.
Oh, and then Haynes King just got a big-time throw over right inside, gets it across the 25-yard line.
Wow, angles.
He got Arizona in the red zone, and that's where we're staying for the time being.
And the beat continues for the Wildcats.
And I got to go back.
He did also miss out with Central Michigan field goal. Actually, up 27-6.
Number 8, watch the angle that he takes. Everything is about leverage. He comes downfield, and he just takes a poor angle, right? And gets beat. Nice little move. Nothing wrong with the guy beating you in space, but if you take the wrong angle and you intentionally go outside, you give him the two-way go. Got to play it with leverage.
First down and 10. Fafita, pass knocked down. That's something they were hoping to do.
Yep,
Eddie Wall's got a hand on it.
Yep, there's a lot of ways to affect the quarterback. You know, everybody talks about and salivates when you get home.
And here's the thing, Fafita had a man open in the flat. He could have at least gotten the first down and didn't go on situation. It wasn't for the knockdown. Big play by the Houston defensive line.
6'4", 247, senior transfer from South Fort Myers. He's a great player, man.
Willie Fritz was talking to us yesterday about matching hands with his linemen. Thought they had a chance to get some hands on balls today.
Yep.
That's the first. Second down and 10. Mahdi in the backfield next to Fafita.
Nice.
Mahdi's got it. Trying to get to the edge.
Got there.
Pushed out of bounds right close to Andre Ware's old number. I love this field. This is the only field in all of college football where number 11, the 11-yard line, is celebrated. And they do it because of the Heisman Trophy Award winner.
How about
the
that?
best there ever was in the history of the Cougar program.
He's a better man, too. He's a good guy. Great person. I know Houston was wanting a call there on Trey Spivey. Looked like an octopus out there grabbing people around the neck.
Third down and 5. Line to gain is the 7. Blitz. Caught.
Ooh, I don't know if he got there, though.
There's a flag down right where the tackle was made.
Jordan Allen, the safety, man, he came in there flying, and he made a tremendous play, diagnosed it.
Also unnecessary roughness.
Drove on that ball, but may have got that helmet.
What do you think it's going to be? Oh, I wonder if it's on targeting.
Yep.
Personal foul. Targeting with the crown of the helmet.
Oh, I'm so good.
Defense.
I'm so fucking good, bro.
At the distance of the goal line, automatic first. The play is under review.
That was Rook Brown, who has had just a tremendous game. Tremendous game. Sack and a half, 2.5 tackles for losses. And I think everyone, the Cougar fans, are hoping he got him in the shoulder instead of the helmet.
And they call this with targeting.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know if you guys were able to watch the broadcast, I got the audio for you just in case. It does not look good.
The true crown of the helmet was leading, and it was launching as well.
Well, our rules analyst Mike Pereira is here, and this is an important call. Mike, did you get a chance to see this?
Yeah, I did. And to me, you know, I don't like this as targeting. I don't think this is what you want the rule to reflect. To me, he's kind of bracing for the contact. There is some contact at the head or neck area. Does he lead with the helmet or the shoulder? You are dealing with the defenseless player here, but again, to me, this isn't really what we're looking for.
We do have a potential goal line situation in the Baylor TCU game as Josh Hoover kicked off by Clayton, number 34 for Baylor. However, there is a flag. We'll see if that flag does negate the interception. If it doesn't, then we'll flip over to the Baylor and TCU game and see if Baylor can cut to within 3.
The numbers support the fact that
So it looks like there is a defensive holding in the Baylor secondary. So that, no, it's a block in the back.
The targeting situation.
Because of the block in the back penalty, Baylor is going to keep the football. Josh Hoover, that interception is actually going to stand.
With that in mind, that it's including the coaches. Shoot, remember back in the old days, we used to lead with the helmet to knock the ball out intentionally. That's how bad it was. But you know, things have gotten better.
See where that block in the back happened.
You know, they are on that particular play. It didn't look like he was intentionally leading with the crown of the head. He really was in a more reluctant mode.
And it looked like it was actually.
And I do think officials do understand what a punitive
Excuse me.
deal this is. We're talking about not only being dismissed from the game, but missing the first half of next week's game.
Yeah, that actually might set him back significantly. I'll probably put him back about midfield.
Yeah, and I just hope they don't get in a situation where they're trying to adjudicate intent. You know, that's the one thing you can't know. But it looked like, for me, I'm looking at a player that, as aggressive as he has been all day, he was pulling off to me.
After further review, there's no foul for targeting on the play. The ball is short of the line to gain and will be 4th down.
Mike nailed that one.
Okay, so it looks like it's return that he right with the shoulder and not with the crown of his helmet.
Great stuff. And that
Chalk that up to like every day being a little bit closer to like not remote understanding what is actually targeting nowadays. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Offense still on the field. What do you think about this, Spencer?
Well, you got
Arizona going for it though. It's getting spicy.
I wouldn't even try to run against the front. I try to make sure that guys, if he's head up to inside, then to me, you're going to either draw a penalty or it's going to be a right now slant. Wide side of the field. Boom.
The back behind Fafita is
Here we go, 4th and 1.
Power football.
Got it.
Well, it works. They get the first down. It will be 1st down and goal. Gain of 3 for Redzone.
Well, like you said, you can't argue with the fact that they got the first down, but man,
Spencer, you played for Barry Switzer. Every single time Barry Switzer would have run the football or would have kicked the field goal. Totally different era. I don't even think that Coach Brennan even considered going for a field goal down by 14.
No, I don't think he would have considered.
All right, in the meantime, we do have another red zone opportunity brewing for UConn late in the 3rd quarter. Unless this flag is going to negate it. If it's not against okay, it is against UConn. Never mind.
Of the drive.
Yep, that's good.
Arizona matching a Houston Cougar long drive, a long drive of their own.
Arizona,
and they have to call timeout.
It will be 30 seconds.
Wow, almost at the tail end of the 3rd quarter. We've only had 2 drives. Back in a moment.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll get back there in a second. In the meantime, LSU and Vanderbilt, we're checking to see how LSU and Vanderbilt, how that game is going thus far. Once Arizona and Houston gets back from commercial break, we will cut back to the Arizona game.
Remember, this was 3rd and 1.
There is no foul on the play for defensive pass interference.
I think that's a good no call. You know, watching those replays, when I saw it live, I didn't think there was any. How about the job by Halsey, by the way, punching it loose with his right hand? We've talked about how this secondary so much better than the first 3 years in Brian Kelly's tenure. Going to the portal, getting to Marcus Cooley, A.J. Halsey, Mansour Delane, that has paid off big.
It is this kind of day in this kind of a game for the 2nd time today.
Okay, Arizona and Houston, they're back through commercial break. But that is actually going to go take us into the
third quarter.
In the 3rd quarter, we're going to have the 4th stop.
Yes, we didn't even have 2 full possessions in the 3rd quarter.
End of the 3rd quarter.
Not even 2 full possessions. Long touchdown drive for Houston. Arizona trying to answer with one of their own, but they'll have to get it done in the 4th quarter.
All right, so we'll check on that one in a little bit too.
Everybody's eyes are on Diego Pavia. Everyone forgets about the running back. When Pavia starts to scramble, it looks like Jack Pyburn has him in his grasp. He's not able to get him down. Pavia extends the play, and they get the first. Look at everybody from LSU going to the right.
It's LSU. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 36 seconds.
Then UConn is going to be able to get a touchdown of their own. Pagano able to find his guy. And UConn is going to extend the lead further. Look at that, 31-20 lead for them.
Just like backyard football. And the biggest moment of the game. I'm going to say this right now. The 2028 Olympics, and we've got a flag football team. Diego Pavia could be the starting quarterback for Team USA and win a gold medal.
And he would be a media darling and a marketing mastermind. Make that happen, Jesse Palmer. How fun is this game? Newberry as he takes it ahead for a couple yards. Katie, what's up?
Yeah, Tess, just a note on Vandy's run game. Cedric Alexander just left the team box. He headed into the locker room. I'll keep you posted.
All right, so Cedric Alexander, who has 10 total touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, Vito. We got some phenomenal games right now. We are in for a cinematic final quarter in terms of what we have in terms of college football red zone. You know how we do things. We're going to pay special attention to the fourth quarter. When we get to the fourth quarter, we're going to pay special attention to all the games that are one possession right now. You see all the one possession games at the moment. Georgia Tech and Duke. That's fine. Vanderbilt has a 3-point lead over LSU. Washington and Michigan are tied at the moment. And then we do also have a tie ball game between Army and Tulane. So we are looking at 4 separate one-possession games
person wearing glasses
as we close in on the fourth quarter in many of these separate matchups. It's going to be cinematic here as we close out the noon extravaganza.
He wants and wear whatever he wants. Throughout this game, he's come up with key block after key block. They need him now, though, in the second half here. Hanging on to a 3-point lead. They have to be able to run the football. Just can't have those pre-snap penalties.
Just the 3rd penalty on Vandy today. This after the incredible 4th down conversion we saw moments ago. Now a 2nd and 13 after LSU had the dazzling 62-yard touchdown by Thomas. Pavia downfield, and it's incomplete, and a flag does rein in as Spears had coverage on Hoskins.
Spears is in the slot, lined up one-on-one, and he does get a pull of the jersey.
Number 10, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's a really good job by Pavia in the pre-snap, finding the right matchup. You got a receiver against a safety running a deep route like that. It's a good route there by Hoskins, and an easy flag for the referee to throw.
So a first down for Vanderbilt as they march on.
It's so interesting to watch Vanderbilt in this era of college football where everybody's up tempo, trying to get in the line of scrimmage, run as many plays as you can. Vanderbilt is very deliberate. They substitute, they huddle, they take their time getting out of the huddle, they line up, they move guys around, they make checks, trying to own time of possession.
Jet motion, they fake it, they hand off on the inside with M.K. Young instead.
All right, Arizona and Houston, they are back with the start of the fourth quarter. For whatever reason, I thought that was a one-possession game. It is not.
Possessions limiting LSU 27.
I don't know what kind of smoke I was, crack I was smoking. Good Lord. But that being said, though, Arizona and Houston, we do have a chance for Arizona to make it a one-score game. Going into the final quarter.
Start under center.
We are inside the 5-yard line as well.
Spivey in motion. They give it to Spivey to the edge.
Wow, nice.
He gets there. Touchdown, Arizona.
Second touchdown of the day for Trey Spivey.
All right, so that touchdown is indeed going to happen there.
He's a guy that can do it from the pocket. He can do it rolling out. He throws a very catchable ball. And the other thing about him, he doesn't have any off-target throws. He doesn't miss badly, you know what I mean? Every time he's throwing to someone, he generally puts it within their catch radius. And it's really impressive.
Gives his guys a chance.
Yeah, ball just never seems to hit the ground. There's been time and time again, both on schedule and off schedule today. He's been great.
Another first down for Vandy. Pressure off the edge. He steps up.
Oh, Pavia escapes. He's going to find the end zone.
Diego Pavia.
Go, Diego, go.
And I don't know how Diego Pavia saw or felt this corner blitz from T.J. Pickett, but at the last second, he's able to step up. And nobody out in front. Again, LSU getting out of their pass rush lanes, and that's the second time on a play just like that. Diego Pavia has hurt them when it's broken down, taken off, and this time scoring.
All right, so Vanderbilt gets the extra point. Army and Tulane did just start the fourth quarter, and we do have a like an interception here.
Tulane does a nice job up front giving Retzloff time. He tries to to slip it in there, and it gets intercepted.
And that's Jake Retzloff's first interception that he's thrown of the season.
And that's a hard pass, Court. He's trying to get it over Colin Madison, the one safety that's underneath coverage. And you got Casey Larkin, the other safety on top. He tries to fit it in there, just can't do it. It sails a little bit, and Casey Larkin sitting right there, the recipient of that overthrow.
And coming into this game, Jake Retzloff had the third most attempts without an interception. That his first of the season, and Army has their fourth INT of the season for this defense.
And that's why I would have loved them just lean on that run game a little bit with Maurice Turner or even Jake Retzloff in the run game.
Cale Helms and the offense back to work. They were stopped on their last drive. And remember, too,
So we have like a game break in the Washington and Michigan game, as looks like Michigan, they are going to be successful in terms of finding, getting an interception on Damon Williams Jr. Because they were able to be successful with that interception. They're going to start in the red zone. We won't cut over their point yet. I want to focus in on this fourth quarter game between Army and Tulane, but that is something that we are tracking to.
Helms looked to throw, instead tucks and runs to the 28-yard line, 2 yards short, third down on the play.
Talked about Army analytics. They do a thing called down series success rate. Every single
And of course, on the very next play, Washington is going to, in fact, give up that touchdown. So Michigan's going to be up 14-7 now.
See what they do here.
Hold up now. Wait a minute.
3 for 11 on third down. Helms is going to look to pass. Now he's going to go. Converts the first down. Almost gets to midfield. Starts his slide at the 45 before Chris Rogers gets there.
And that's how you know, I talked about being a running back first. It looked like he had a receiver.
And Helms is having a nice day running the ball, too. That is 100 yards on the ground for that young man.
But he sees green turf in front of him and just takes off, and wisely so. Really nice run for Cale Helms.
Helms picks up 17 with his legs. 27 carries for Cale Helms today. He had an Army record 41 carries against K-State, his first career start. Ball to the 48-yard line by Briggs Bartosh.
And look at there, 3rd and 2 again.
And that's exactly where Army wants to live in, 100%.
Oh, and Brian Dyer, one of the tight ends for Army, is down on the field. So we'll step aside as they look at Brian Dyer of
All right, so they're going to go put a bookmark on that for right now. We'll check in on Georgia Tech and Duke. They're getting ready to start the fourth quarter there. Georgia Tech has the ball, but it's inside their own 10-yard line. I think that's a 20-yard line.
And gets out to the 20-yard line to pick up a first down. That's a 10-yard gain.
Here's an example of this offensive line and this physicality. Just look at the left tackle, Ethan McKinney. Just look what he does to the edge player trying to set the edge and force. He just buries him. These are the kind of things that you see this offensive line when you throw on their tape doing time after time, game after game.
Jamal Haynes, little jet sweep action, sticks his right foot in the ground for 5 yards.
And Caleb Weaver, free safety, coming from depth, trying to come down and make this hit. He's made so many big plays already early in this football game.
In the Miami game, they recently started the fourth quarter over there. Not paying as much attention to it because it's not as competitive of a game at the moment. Miami does score another touchdown. They make it a free score game.
They've been kept in check in this football game. Duke's defense is going to have to rise to the challenge here for 14 more minutes.
Mosley has 5 yards rushing on 6 attempts. Here he's in pass protection. Eric Rivers.
Oh.
One-handed catch, but drew a flag.
And it's a warranted flag as well.
Adam one-on-one. And looked like he got a little tug of the right arm while Rivers tried to make a one-handed catch with the left hand.
Here you're going to see it. This man-to-man coverage on the go route.
Defense, number 5. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you're going to see he tries to avoid contact. It's the hardest thing.
Right, and then Baylor did also hit a field goal as well recently. So because Baylor hit that field goal, they were only down by 10 at the moment. Baylor is now also a one-score game. You see it on your screen right now. We have 5 one-possession games in the fourth quarter.
This is such a hard play. And I know most people will scream, well,
Vanderbilt also with a 10-point lead on LSU.
To try and catch up to a receiver and then stop and turn your head around. These guys aren't robots. That's not how it works. That's why you see these flags thrown more times than not.
And off to Rivers. For 2.5. Eric Rivers was a walk-on at Memphis as a defensive back. Then he walked on at FIU as a wide receiver. And FIU became an All-American. I mean, talk about analytics, finding your way through the portal, making your way up to the Power 4 level, and now he's at Georgia Tech as a 5th-year senior.
That's player development for you. Continuing to work at it, trusting your coaches putting you in great positions, and ultimately finding your groove.
Play action for Haynes King. He's going to loft another one wide open.
Oh, man, that should have been a touchdown. That was a walk-in touchdown.
That's a walk-in touchdown. If Haynes King can put it on Patterson.
And you're going to see here the
King had him and missed him. But in the meantime, Trent Battles, he gets to carry in the TCU Baylor matchup, and TCU is going to get a 65-yard rushing touchdown. The value allowed TCU to get a little bit of breathing room in their ball game.
Almost a catastrophic error.
Haynes King again, this time looking on a one-on-one ball for Isaiah Canyon, who makes a terrific catch for a 3rd down conversion.
Everybody knows who listens to us call Georgia Tech football games. Long been a fan of Isaiah Canyon. Just look how high up off the ground he is. Did you see that vertical jump? And he's already 6'4", 215 pounds.
Mosley, nice move. Boy, he worked hard for his 7th yard rushing of the day.
Tell you, Duke just puts pressure on you. They are constantly attacking the line of scrimmage. He broke the tackle of Luke Murgat, the linebacker who just fired downhill. We've got another guy down on the ground.
Harrison Moore, the starting
And Houston's
center,
going to try a field goal attempt. They're trying to make this a 10-point game. And it looked like it was online. It actually was online. The problem was he had it short.
Georgia Tech driving in the 4th.
All right, so we're going to come back to that one in a second. Army is playing. They are back. They're at it once again with the line advance. Army has a drive going inside. Looks like playing through the yard line.
Tremendous concentration as well.
Gains 11 on the play to the 32-yard line on the Tulane side of the field. And the clock ticks on. Play action for Helms, has the ball knocked away. And I think Army was able to fall on it, but there was a scramble.
You know, it's been very uncharacteristic of Army, to be honest with you.
Tulane comes out with it.
Yeah, and this is probably going to go to review. We'll see what the call is with Charles Lamartina. Yeah, and they gave it back to Army. Remember, once you recover it and you're on the ground, it's dead. It can't get ripped out after that.
All right, and then Boston College does hit a short field goal. There's about 10 minutes left to play in the UConn ball game.
Was recovered by him, Brandon, the tight end.
And you see the hustle. Yeah, and right there, he's got a clear recovery on the ground, and then it gets ripped out. But replay will look at this. Now, when Brennan went in to recover it, he's got to have a clear recovery on the ground with it. The ball can't
And
be
then
moving.
Miami of Ohio actually is going to also get a safety too. They're going to now be up 37-14 with 14 minutes left to play.
Obvious to overturn it. And the ball gets slapped away from Helms. And right there's the recovery. And again, I don't see anything. Like right there looks like a clear recovery. I mean, I just don't know where you would change that call. Anything clear and obvious. It may have actually been moving in there, but you can't see it from our view. But it is a very big call in this game, so totally agree with replay looking at it and see if they see anything.
A huge call when Tulane's offense, I mean, Jake Retzlaff just threw his first interception of the season in the end zone. Army's trying to capitalize with points off of that.
And in a game like this, if you're Cal Helms, you got to protect the football. And you saw the, so you see the ball pop up there. You definitely see the ball there. So if they rule,
after further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Second down, Army.
All right, so Army is going to keep the football after all. Dodge a bullet there.
What they're saying is, well, it was already recovered, then it got knocked.
If you are a nice guy,
it's recovered, you're on the ground, it's a dead ball.
Well, Army is about to run its 10th play of this drive. It'll be the 4th drive of 10 or more plays. They've had 6 drives in the game.
And that's exactly what Army does.
First in the nation in time of possession. This drive over 5 minutes.
Army continuing to ground the time of possession here. 8.5 to go.
Helms marked at the 29, stopped by Santana Hopper.
That's the first time we called Santana Hopper's name out. Coach is really happy with him. Came from App State in a transfer portal, been playing really well. He's very strong at the point of attack, is Hopper.
Felt like he played in a similar scheme at App State, so he's able to pick up this defense quickly. 3rd and 7 on the way for Army. They're 5 for 6 on 3rd down in this half. Helms dove in behind Carson
He's
Smith.
perpetually bleeding that clock. Now it's 7.5 to go, and they just picked up yet another first down. For those that are wondering about the TCU Baylor game, they are going to a weather delay. There's 13:45 left in that game. They are going to a weather delay due to lightning strikes in that area. So we probably won't hear anything from TCU Baylor, at least for the foreseeable future. It's probably going to be at least about, yep, it's a lightning delay. Okay, so they're about to go to commercial break. In the meantime, we'll check back in on Georgia Tech and Duke. Georgia Tech and Duke. Georgia Tech has a chance to take the lead. Goal line situation, 1st and goal.
Held it in the belly of Jamal Haynes for as long as he could, then just dove ahead. Wesley Williams made the stop. This is the longest and best drive of the day so far for Georgia Tech. Can they pay it off? They haven't been any better in the red zone this year in terms of touchdown percentage than Duke has been.
The thing that makes them so difficult is the fact that Haynes King is such a good runner, and it's 11-on-11 football down here. We've seen it in previous Georgia Tech games. You have to account for him. You have to play fast, but play smart.
Rollout for King. Floats one into the end zone, broken up. Jamal Haynes was out of bounds even if he had made a play on that ball.
All right, so now it's going to be 3rd and goal for Georgia Tech.
Nice recognition by the safety. Deshaun Stone, again, picking up the running back, Jamal Haynes, out of the backfield. You see there, he just steps out of bounds. No longer eligible. That's just good team defense. Again, everything happens so fast down here. You have to be on the details immediately. And with the way this team can attack the perimeter with the run game,
3rd and goal coming up.
makes it all the more difficult. Mosley in motion. Haynes King off his back foot into the end zone. Incomplete. Isaiah Canyon thought he had it and could not complete.
He did not, in fact, have it.
As he was hitting the back of the end zone, it'll be 4th and goal from the 5, and they'll send the field goal group out. Just watch Kamari Robinson at the end of this play continue to fight. You see there, he's got the ball secured. Then as he's going to the ground.
All right, so that's probably going to end in a field goal attempt. We'll flip over to Arizona in Houston, where in the Arizona game, Arizona has the ball. They're at about midfield as well. Arizona with a chance to tie with 8.5 left to play.
Got it out. Short of the line to gain. Now it's a sure tackle made by Rook Brown. Who else? It's going to bring up 4th down. And no hesitation. Arizona's going for it.
Wow. And you have to go for it.
Brent Brennan's been a bit of a riverboat gambler this year. He has gone for it a whole bunch of times on 4th down over the last couple of weeks.
They got a pretty good spot there, too, by the way.
I agree. I wouldn't have given him the 50-yard line. Let's see if they do power football. Nope. They're going to take their 5'10" quarterback and put him 5 yards behind the ball.
They're going to ask them to run it. They better get out of this one.
All right, so that's going to be the timeout. And while that timeout is happening, in the Army Tulane game, it's tied with about 7 minutes left to play. Army has driven it inside the 10-yard line. Let's flip over to Army and Tulane real fast. Can Army hit it into the goal line? It's been a commanding drive for Army. We're going to finish with points.
With multiple games with 30 or more carries. 32 today. He had 41 against K-State. Make it 33. Short of the goal line.
Oh, but that's good for Army because then you can have even more of a game. Of a type of situation where you can drain even more clock out.
It's good analysis right there.
Yeah, it is. And again, follow the fullback. And that time it was Carson Smith. Listen, give them credit. Carson Smith, Jack Undina. Everyone's been offensive line been blocking really well to point of attack. Little West Point push here, maybe, Court.
Flag comes out.
We got no signal whether it was whether he was in or not, but there is a flag, which would lend it to tell me it's probably on Army, since the line judge didn't put his hands up.
Result of the play is the runner is short of the goal line. Offside, defense, half the distance to the goal, being 2nd down.
All right, so it's going to be a we're going to repeat it down the Army game. Damian Ramos is going to attempt a field goal. Field goal is good for LSU. It's a short field goal, 23 yards. At one point, LSU had it inside the 5-yard line. The drive, however, does end up stalling out. So we will head over to Vanderbilt and LSU very soon and get another one-possession game.
Behind him. Leaping over the pile, and that is a touchdown for Army.
All right, so Army does end up scoring. They take a 17-10 lead.
Screaming off the edge, he eluded him and then actually ran away from one of the fastest linebackers in the country. And I don't know how he felt this corner blitz. Nice job by Bryce Henderson just getting a piece of him. But again, bad pass rush lane integrity.
That Army drive, by the way, it was a 14-play, 80-yard drive that lasted more than 8 minutes.
Scrambles today, 71 yards.
And the 20-yard run had a 21-yard touchdown run. I think you mentioning Harold Perkins really sums it up, right? That number 7 jersey, an all-out speed player, so typical of LSU. Think Patrick Peterson and the Honey Badger, and a guy like Perkins trying to chase down an opposing quarterback, and he does that. Let's check in with Kevin and Booger. What's up, my man?
Fast AT&T keeping fans connected as we take a look at our multi-view, showcasing a bunch of great games across our networks. Baylor TCU right now on ESPN2. It is
do
under
Georgia Tech taking the field goal. They will have a 3-point lead.
We're keeping an eye on what's going on over on ESPN. Georgia Tech undefeated, a 3-point lead over Duke in the fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
Well, it's fascinating to think about how everything's been playing in the ACC. Saw last night what Louisville was able to do to Miami. And then here in the SEC, where it really feels like there is no bottom to the conference, that from top to bottom you have high-level competition. Of course, what Vanderbilt...
All right, here we go. Here we are, Vanderbilt and LSU. Diego Pavia trying to seal the deal.
They go with the end around, as coming around is Richardson in space, and a flag comes down as he's taken down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was the quick guard, Aiden McConnell, trying to get out wide to block Mansour and didn't do it legally.
Mansour the lane.
56 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
There is no 56 on offense for Vanderbilt. I think they meant number 70 there that time, Caden McConnell.
All right, and then we do have another Michigan touchdown that might have effectively sealed it.
I'm watching him. He's kind of limping off the field. He just hasn't been the same here in the second half. He's gutting it out. He's trying, but they need all hands on deck to try to slow down Diego Pavia and try to get the ball back.
Remember, they are without Whit Weeks, the star linebacker. They are without Bernard Gooden, the star defensive tackle. And now Jack Pyburn out on the sideline here in the fourth quarter. Pavia. He's going to run it, and he will slide down just beyond the 20-yard line. And that was
some of the original yards back, but it's going to still be second and long, though.
You got to think about again if you're LSU, without all these key players up front on your D line. It's not necessarily about sacking Pavia. You have to cage him.
Yes.
You have to keep him in the pocket and not let him get out and create the way he's been doing in the first half of the season, the way he's been doing the first 3 quarters of this game. You can affect him without necessarily getting him to the ground. You just got to force the ball out of his hands early, but keep him in the pocket.
These are defining downs and distance here with a 7-point margin. 2nd and 13. How do you get out of a hole? Pavia's going to run it, and he is tripped up, and that's exactly what can help LSU as P.J. Woodland makes a big tackle, and now an opportunity down for LSU's defense.
And you need Patrick Payton, the transfer from Florida State. He's your longest, twitchiest, most dynamic pass rusher, number 6. He's got to step up here in this type of situation. He's going to be lined up to the left side of the formation. He's a guy that has first-round traits and ability. Hasn't been as productive with respect to sacks as they have hoped, but this is a big play for him. Good to see Pyburn.
And if Vanderbilt can get this first down, it would be an absolute backbreaker for the LSU defense. By the way, either way, this is a season high in terms of points allowed for LSU. The Tigers have not allowed more than 25.
Does their job. Keys with the tackle.
Well, Patrick Payton was the one that got in his face and forced the ball out of Pavia's hand quickly. Then LSU was able to rally, get to Alexander, and get him on the ground. And I think at the end of this play, you're going to watch the defender. I think it was Devon Keys. It looked like he kind of stepped on the ankle. I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, right there. I think Alexander took offense to that. Nothing called.
First punt of the game. The first punt of the game with 9 minutes to play in the fourth. As Thomas has the fair catch. That tells you what kind of game we've had. And there is high drama still ahead here in Nashville.
All right, so we'll put a bookmark on LSU and Vanderbilt for right now. In the meantime, still Arizona with the ball. We do also have a touchdown for UConn.
So Arizona will bring a fullback in. They don't play with the fullback a lot, but number 30 is Caden Luke.
It'll be 1st and goal. Arizona has a chance to tie.
The deep back will be Kedrick Reesino. 215 pounds, Kedrick Reesino. And Reesino stood up. Not going to get there. Carlos Allen, first man to wrap him up.
Well, that was great. This is one of the benefits of a smaller line. You can get gashed as they did earlier on in the game, but if you can shoot gaps and use your size and your quickness as an advantage, you can find and pierce and create holes and voids in there, and that's exactly what happened on that last play. LaTron McCutcheon, the jack linebacker, actually got inside, and they'll move him around, and it seems like it's a mismatch, but they'll use his size and speed to his advantage.
Carlos Allen, senior from Atlanta. He's had a typical wonderful day. Second down and goal. They try Redzone again. And this
got it. Touchdown for Arizona.
Arizona. We are an extra point away from being tied.
Only the extra point is not missed. So Arizona's just going to tie this thing up.
Taking their time and doing a very good impression of this Houston Cougars team who in that third quarter.
All right, so we'll put a bookmark on Arizona and Houston unless something substantial happens there. Tulane, down by 7. They do have the ball, though. They have the ball. Less than 5 minutes left. They are across midfield. They're going to answer back after Army with a commanding drive to take the lead. And Tulane respond, led by Jake Redstoff in the green wave.
Preston in motion. Preston with the catch. And shout out to the official who had to duck out of the way.
Good duck, good reflexes there, and a good throw by Jake Redstoff. Watch the referee head here, right in the middle. Watch this. Saw it at the last second.
There's Maurice Turner. Pounding to the 24, still needs 2 more yards. Stopped by Gray.
That was Bill Lampkin was the umpire there with the reflex. Let's say Billy was a little late, but he got it down. He's been officiating a long time.
Anthony Brown-Stevens. Inside the 15 to move the chains. Jaden Mays.
Red zone opportunity. Chance for Tulane to tie now. Hold up now. Wait a minute. LSU and Vanderbilt are also back from commercial break. LSU will also have a shot to tie.
People standing in front of me in the TV booth.
Clock ticking, approaching that 3-minute mark. Both teams with all their timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. Retzlaff was looking in the direction of Jimmy Callaway.
And that's just, again, timing's a little off on that one. I mean, he throws it inside like Callaway's going to break inside. But Callaway stops before the pylon looking for back shoulder, and it's just not there.
Well, in the red zone, Tulane has struggled. No touchdowns. They've been there a couple of times, but this isn't something that's just been happening today. We saw it last week.
Yeah, really bad. Last week, again, they really felt they dominated against ECU. Just could not score in the red zone, especially early.
A pistol set here with Gordon behind Retzlaff. 3 wide receivers on the near side. David Gordon cuts back the other way, tries to spin out of a tackle, picks up maybe a yard.
3rd and long now.
And they went wide zone there. You know, they do a lot of wide zone, pin and pulls. You know, for the young running back, it looked like there was daylight backside, and when he went back there, really excellent reaction by that Army defense to get off the blocks and make the tackle. So look at, he's going to come here, and then he thinks he's got it coming back there. And there's really nothing there. Looks there, but then you see that pursuit.
Pascuzzi flips to the other end. Retzlaff's going to run.
Oh, and he's bottled up too. It's going to be a 4th down.
Takes not just one, but a couple of hard hits. Caleb Fortner, one of those Army defenders, laying down the hit.
And a big-time decision here at 4th and 9. For John Summerall. He's got all his timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout, but he's leaving the offense on there.
They're 0 for 1 on 4th down. That was in the red zone on their first drive of the ball game.
And they're not going to get this off.
That'll be the 2-minute timeout.
All right, so 2-minute timeout. We'll keep an eye on what's going on over there for now. LSU and Vanderbilt. We're back over to them once again. Can Vanderbilt hang on and take down number 10 LSU? 7 minutes away from doing that, facing 3rd and 26.
And with that, they go with the draw play. And they will be punting away as this clock is coming up on under 7 minutes to play. Singh had the tackle.
And that's big because for LSU's defense, they've got to get the ball back, but they've got to get it back quickly. Vanderbilt all game long has had long, sustained touchdown drives. None lasting less than 5 minutes and 44 seconds. So there's a huge sense of urgency now. If you're LSU on defense, you need a 3 and out.
First punt of the day for LSU. Chadwick strikes it. And the fair catch near the 43-yard line by Height. Well, you remember the burst onto the scene moment a year ago. It came against Alabama. They were #1 in the country, but Diego Pavia and the upstarts at the time shocked the world. 131 games Vandy has played all time against the top 10. They have 6 wins. 6 against 131. Here they are against top 10 LSU with a touchdown lead and 6.5 minutes to play, Jesse.
I think if you're Vanderbilt here, you're trying to run the ball, you're trying to get Diego Pavia outside, moving the pocket, run pass options, keep this clock ticking.
Let's see if they can do that. Or will LSU get another chance? Pavia. He can't go.
I mean, nowhere to go for him to go.
Lost by Jack Piper.
That's one that I think Diego Pavia has to hand off. In his zone read rules, he's reading Jack Pyburn, who stayed home. If Jack Pyburn crashes, then Pavia keeps it, but this time he stays there. That's a handoff. That's a give to the running back. We've seen great decision-making by Pavia in this one, throwing in, running. That's one, though, that I think he wishes he had back.
Pyburn has been in and out of this game. Dinged up just a little bit, but giving a great effort down the stretch here. Under 6 minutes to play, 2nd and 13. Pavia back to pass, trying to spin free, and he throws it away in a diving effort by Cole Spence.
All right, so we're going to hold on for just a second. We have 4th and goal game in Army of Tulane. Tulane is just coming out of a 2-minute timeout. They do have all 3 of their other timeouts. They're facing 4th and 8 from the 10-yard line. You already know what time it is. Tulane, they have to go for it. There is no other option here.
55% of the time. Retzlaff dropping back.
Oh!
For the touchdown. And he's got his first career touchdown, the redshirt senior.
Bryce Bohannon?
Finally, he's saying he's right here in the slot.
And then while that was unfolding, we do also have a touchdown for Georgia Tech. Now a guy.
They thought that's where they were going to go. They wanted to take him away. The 3-on-2 there, but
Malachi Mosley. So Malachi Mosley's going to score for Georgia Tech. Different guy obviously scores for Tulane.
17 all. Minute 54 on the clock. Both teams with all 3 timeouts.
And I mean, how about that touchdown, 4th down, 4th and 9, and you get the touchdown pass there. Big time play by Retzlaff and Bohannon. And like you said, his first touchdown, he's thinking, finally. And it couldn't have come in a bigger moment in his career.
And he's got so much trust with Jake Retzlaff. In fact, Jake went to the offensive coordinator in their last game, Joe Craddock, towards the end of the game and said, look, Bryce has to be on the field right now. I need him on the field.
Yeah, they had some drops, but Bohannon's that one. And we saw some, not big yardage catches, but like some really nice catches today. He's got excellent hands. And, when your quarterback believes in you and you have that.
All right, so that does bring us down to 3-1-4 games. Still the Army and Tulane game, and Army has a chance to possibly win it in regulation. Or simultaneously, we could be seeing them go to overtime as well. Vanderbilt has the ball, or Vanderbilt's playing the ball away to LSU. They're only down by, LSU is down by 7. They have a chance to tie it. And then Arizona and Houston has tied at 28 apiece. Houston, I think, has the ball. We're getting to the closing moments of that game as well.
They would go a little longer.
Well, this is just the start of the day, Rainey. This has been a fun one and some great games coming up on the slate today. James Madison, ODU, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas, Arkansas, and then, don't forget Tennessee, Alabama.
Yeah, no, it's a great day. Every Saturday is a great day.
Cale Helms and Army try to drive down the field and win it. His 35th carry picks up 2.
And John Summerall took a timeout there. He feels good about his defense. He wants the ball back, trying to win this thing.
I mean, I would feel good about my defense too. I mean, shoot. I mean, they only gave up 17 today. They had the long, grueling drives, but I mean, what they generally needed to do, they've been able to hold it down.
Well, this season, Army has played in 2 overtime games. They've lost both of those games. The last time these two teams faced off was in the American Conference Championship game last year. It was at Army. Army won its very first conference title, but these teams are so different from last year.
Okay, Arizona and Houston, they did come out with a 2-minute timeout. Houston still has the ball. They are possibly looking to set up a game-winning field goal as Arizona is starting to use timeouts. And they go right back to the commercial.
Helms looking for a hole to the third.
Okay, so we could be trending towards overtime in Army and UAB. Let's check in now. LSU, Vanderbilt.
So they try to get it into space right away, and it's a tackle for loss as Johnson was brought down by Mark Davis.
Well, they went empty. Vanderbilt just put 8 guys in the back end, and nobody blocked the outside defender, Mark Davis. Look at that. You got 2 tight ends out there, 2 big guys, but they don't block them. That's just a missed assignment, and now a big negative play for LSU early in the drive.
Loss of 3 yards. Nussmeier, again a 3-man rush, quick to the outside, tackled right away is Thomas.
It's really interesting, Joe. They're not leaving running backs back there at tight ends in to help the tackle. They're just trusting Nussmeier to get rid of it quickly, to see the pressure, and know where his hot answers are against the pressure. And this
big third down coming up here for LSU. Can Garrett Nussmeier deliver?
Got to help out these tackles.
3rd down and 8. Defensive back blitzes right in his face, gets it out, and it is incomplete. Berrien Brown tried to dive back towards Nussmeier to catch that ball as Jalen Lackey was coming in with pressure on Nussmeier.
Great job by Gregory, the D coordinator by Vanderbilt, because he knows DJ Chester, the left tackle's had a lot of issues. So he shows blitz to that side and then actually bails out over here, and the pressure's actually coming on this side. It's a really good cat and mouse game, but Gregory won that time. It forces the incompletion and the LSU punt.
All right, so LSU is going to punt. Let's check in on Arizona and Houston. Houston again still has the ball. 3rd and short, 1:50 left to go in the game.
Doing just the opposite, depending on when you look at it.
So it's officially a 3rd down and 2. It's a short 2, though. Houston, they have proven they can run with their quarterback. Quarterback run, Wakeman's got it.
Wow.
You get the 1st down?
He falls across the line to gain. The clock will move after moving the chains. And now Houston can try and position this football to try and win the game.
All right, and then we do have our first final of the noon extravaganza. Central Michigan is going to hang on and beat, well, hang on. Central Michigan, biggest surprise of the day so far, not only beating Bowling Green, but they dominated Bowling Green quickly, really stuffing what I thought about Central Michigan. May have undervalued them tremendously. And shout out to the Chippewas. I think they get to 4-3 on the year. While Bowling Green, you know, you thought you had that clean back championship game. Now a different story here for Bowling Green.
Normally airtight. He is 14 for 17 on
so Bowling Green falls to 3-4 and 1-2 in conference play, while the Chippewas get to 2-1 in conference play.
Well short going this direction on a 48-yarder. Ooh, that snap was low and almost bobbled by Wigman.
All right, so it looks like Houston is going to be setting up to possibly
about a 40-41 yarder.
Uh-oh, there's a flag.
And a flag comes down late.
And it's going to, if this goes against Houston, this will just suck the life out of one of the most disciplined coaches in the game.
This flag came down super late.
And then Vanderbilt now have a red zone opportunity to possibly close this game out. A backbreaker for Brian Kelly.
Yeah, he was moving.
There's no foul for illegal motion on the play.
Why not? Why wouldn't it be?
Mike Pereira, can you get explanation of what we just saw?
No, I can't really, because he clearly was moving forward.
It is third down.
Forward. Yeah. So it really should have been illegal motion, which, by the way, after the penalty enforcement, Arizona could have chosen to keep the clock stopped. So, and not start until the next snap. So that's it's a little interesting that they.
Then Tulane playing a little bit of a 2-minute drive together with no timeout. They just crossed midfield, another first down or two. Talking about Tulane in field goal range, and they could also set up for a game-winning field goal as well.
Are the Cougars. Third down at 7.
Meanwhile, looks like less than 30 seconds left. Looks like Houston's going to be content with just centering this.
They're grabbing for it. And the whistles stop play. Clock continues to move. Houston's going to let it go down to probably 2 or 3, maybe even 1 if they want to live dangerously. And we're going to have a field goal attempt to try and win the game.
Well, 2 calls, irrespective of what happens now, as the drama builds here in TD-ECU Stadium. 2 calls beneficial Houston Cougars look large.
All right, Vanderbilt was put to a third down, so LSU is going to be using their final timeout. You also have a stoppage in the Army and Tulane game because there is an Army player down. Secondarily, while I'm hoping that it's okay, off the clock for Tulane because he was in bounds, and that clock was going to be running if it wasn't for that.
Perfect on extra points, but he's missed a 48-yarder.
And man, look at the flag. It's blowing, man. It's Todd right now. But I think that's a little bit different thing happening on top of the stadium there. It's taut, but then contrast that with what's happening with the flags on the goalposts themselves. Do you ignore that? Coach Glenn is wanting to.
Okay, here we go.
He's out of timeouts.
Snappers,
Field goal attempt for Houston to get the 6-1. He got it. Houston's walking it off against Arizona, and another heartbreaking loss for Arizona. They drop another one in Big 12 conference play. They've been so close, and they just haven't gone over the top. Devastating.
Transfer from Old Dominion. He's going to be the crown.
Okay, so Houston is going to in fact win 31-28. So we got the Tulane game, a game that we've been watching.
Retzlaff tucking and running.
And gets into field goal range for.
And sticks the ball out. Should be enough to move the chains. It is.
Yeah, just great recognition by Jake Retzloff there. Sees the defender's backs to him, rolls out to the left, a lot of green turf, and knows not only can he run and pick up yardage, he can get the first down and get out of bounds. I mean,
We
outstanding.
do see also another final getting completed in the UConn and Boston College. UConn is going to be Boston College 37-23, convincing win for the Huskies as they get to 5-2 on the year, while Boston College they're going to fall to 1-6. There's a flag.
You heard the crowd yelling because the back judge didn't throw the flag. The deep wing there is going to have a defensive hold. And this is going to be a first down.
Also, for those wanting one for the Miami Eastern Michigan score, Miami does score yet again, 44-22.
Holding around the waist. Defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Wow. Side judge that threw that flag had a great angle on it, saw it. Back judge is straight line, so he doesn't see it. But Larkin definitely grabbed him off that break, and that's the right call.
Casey Larkin is the one that had the interception of Retzloff in the end zone. If you're just clicking over to this game, Tulane driving, trying to win it. Has been back and forth all game. Jake Retzloff throwing towards the near side. Popped up into the air for Shaz Preston.
Oh my goodness, the Army is falling apart. Shaz Preston with a touchdown strike. That was an ill-advised throw. I'm going to make that very clear right now. That was a very ill-advised throw by Jake Retzloff. It was thrown in. It almost looked like double coverage. It was at least tight single coverage. But Shaz Preston keeps the eyes on the prize.
Wow.
Mind you, this Army team was up 17-10.
Can't wait to see this again.
With less than 5 minutes to go, Adam Tulane at 4th down. They blew it, man. They're blowing it.
Tremendous.
It's a heck of a way to get your first touchdown.
Absolutely could have gone the other way for the Army.
I would say slow game, right? I mean, not a lot happening. Boys, this ended great and exciting. Look at Retzloff like, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, that's right. I put it there.
Haynes King does also get a rushing touchdown on the ground. About 2 minutes and change left. So, with that said, safe to say that Georgia Tech, they're going to win this game. Duke, that's their third loss. They also have a loss to Tulane. Duke's going to be eliminated from CFB contention.
Now, Army does have all 3 timeouts, and they have 27 seconds on the clock.
I think this is going to be the dagger for Duke.
And they showed some vertical passing game today. So, I mean, you got to do it now for Army.
All right, so Vanderbilt is also kneeing it out against LSU.
In the second half of this game, 12 for 17, 159 yards. Yeah, he's got to see that one.
And Vanderbilt looks like it's going to shock the world. They are going to beat the number 10 ranked LSU Tigers. Like 31-24 is going to be the final score unless something crazy happens there.
Quickly learned the playbook, has been ready to go. Now, Cale Helms trying to lead something for Army. Marked at the 28-yard line.
Now, the one thing that Army does have going for itself right now is the fact that, hey, they do have all of their timeouts. Well, they have 2 timeouts.
Over the top with anything if you're Tulane.
Into games like this is where it would be tough for Army, running a run-heavy offense.
Yep, they're just not built for this, right? And it's hard for them because they want to still do what they do, but defensively, you got to take that away from them. But, you know, they've slid some receivers down the field. I mean, we've seen Brady Anderson make a few catches today. Noah Short really hasn't down the field. We've seen some intermediate ones, but...
And there it is. Vanderbilt takes the last knee. They're not going to need that 4th and goal play, and there it is. Official result. LSU losing on the road to Vanderbilt, 31-24.
They've looked for 84, just like they do now.
What an incredible game for the Commodores.
First down, steps out of bounds, shy of the 45-yard line.
And you know what? It's at a point where we're not even storming the field. So that's where we're at. Look at that progression for LSU. Just even what, or not LSU, Vanderbilt, even a couple of years ago. Great win for Clarkley. It's the 1st win for Vanderbilt against LSU since 1990.
I take that back. You're fine with that. I'm thinking field goal. I'm out of it.
We do also have a like an ending game result. Michigan is going to be able to beat Washington 24-7, a convincing win for Michigan. And shout out to the Wolverines too. They were able to bounce back.
Yeah, so thanks for correcting me, Cora. 100% right. You give a cushion like that, you'll give up a 15.
On the way to get that win too. After being beaten soundly, I mean soundly, by USC just this past weekend.
Helms can reach the end zone on a Hail Mary. Give yourself a shot.
His longest pass of the season is 44 yards.
Timeout of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
This game's been so close all game. I just assumed that's just need a field goal. But
so we have 3 games left actively going on. Not only is this only playing game actively going on at the moment, we still have Georgia Tech and Duke going, and then Eastern Michigan and Miami. They are getting to the back end of their game as well.
Really, right? A field goal is what you needed to take the lead, and he just zips it in there. And really, it was good coverage by Army. The defender made a nice play. You saw the safety, Colin Madison, 30 come over, but Preston just with that concentration sticks with it, finds the ball, a little bit of a bobble, but secures it before the back of the end zone. I mean, this team, this Tulane team, much different than the team that made it to the American Conference Championship last year. But John Summerall told us it's a fun team. He's got to coach a lot more because there's so many new players. A lot of fundamentals, but they've been like cardiac kids all year.
But they are finding different ways to win.
That's
They've
right.
been in a lot of different situations. Can they close it out?
All right, Army's got 2 plays.
Helms zips a pass.
All right, that's a timeout. Okay, so we're at about the 37-yard line. There's 1 second left. Army has a little semblance of life right now.
A shorter Hail Mary, right? So Helms doesn't have to drop back as far. The receivers can get into the end zone quicker. You know, it's not a 50, 55-yard or 45. You're at the 38-yard line, so you can get down there pretty quick and give yourself a shot.
Okay, they put a little bit more time on the clock. There's now 4 seconds left.
I like the Hail Mary better. I think you have better success just throwing it up and see if you can have a guy go get it.
Can this be a highlight moment for Cale Helms, a guy who was number 3 on the depth chart, has taken over the starting job, just his 4th start of the season.
You know, now the receivers, Brady Anderson.
You have a touchdown in the Eastern Michigan game. They, they get the 2-point conversion and possibly an onside kick. It gets interesting. It can get interesting down there. I'm just saying.
Nothing better than college football.
Okay, here we go. Final play in the game. Tulane and Army.
Helms chucks it from the 50.
It's broken up. Tulane is going to survive. They beat Army 24-17. That's your final score. Was not pretty for the Green Wave. Was not pretty at all.
Tulane survives.
But they find a way to win. And sometimes that's the only thing that matters. You find a way to win. You survive for another week.
There was a time in that game when Army Army took the lead, and you just felt like, okay, Army's got control of this game. They're winning this game.
All right, so with that being said,
Joshua Long, sophomore, transferred over from El Camino College, part of the Community College League in Southern California, where he's from.
You mentioned
245. How do you wind up at community college if the skills that we've seen him show today, plus the size? Definitely a D1 player.
He's definitely a weapon. Career high last week with 5 catches.
All right, so these are the only 2 games that are left on. I did mark them down.
Definitely like to get him
Georgia Tech. Oh, and then
a last-ditch effort here for Eastern Michigan. Dibert, the onside kick, bounces up.
This game's also going to. It's in a leverage weight still.
And did it go out of bounds? Yes, it did. Eastern Michigan had a chance at it. Just knocked out of bounds, and now Miami can go into victory formation. What are your biggest takeaways, Marcus, of Miami's performance?
All right, so they're going to go into victory formation. Duke, Shamir Higgins. He got a touchdown reception. Duke does mark down the field pretty quickly.
Back is in perfect position. Look, they have been going after Rodney Shelley all game long.
But the Miami and Eastern Michigan game effectively over. Miami dominated this game more than what the scoreboard says.
You can go for 2 here if you want to try and make the score that much closer, but even if you convert this, you're still down by 2 scores.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the 2-point conversion is going to do for you, to be honest with you.
So Mensah, going to look end zone. Extending the play, and just throws a jump ball in the back of the end zone. Is it caught? The officials converge. It is.
That was a really impressive toe tap.
Barcade does it again.
All right, so the Miami Eastern Michigan game does go final.
That is an incredible catch by Barcade. Watch his left foot.
Once either the Georgia Tech Duke game or the Baylor TCU game goes final, that's when we'll sign off on our end.
From this angle, it is clearly inbounds.
That's an amazing catch.
Absolutely amazing.
Barcade in a losing effort, or what looks to be a losing effort, 13 catches, 172 yards, and now add on that 2-point conversion, which might have been his best catch of the day.
I mean, that is rare contested catch ability. And he had that. That was part of his scouting report. You could see it on the tape as we were getting prepared for this game, and he has lived up to all of the hype. And he has shown nothing but production.
So that was the go for
From Bones curious about what's going on in some of these other games, what's happening around the country. Oklahoma does have a 24-7 lead over South Carolina. That's in the 4th quarter. UCF dominated against West Virginia. Late in the 3rd quarter, UCF has a 34-7 lead. A couple of surprises in the MAC. At the half, Toledo was only up 17-10 on Penn State over on ESPN+.
I couldn't hold on. And if Barcade catches that ball, he might be to the
UMass
races.
does have a 7-3 lead over Buffalo. Buffalo does have the ball, though. Northwestern with a 3-0 lead late in the 1st quarter. And then Troy does have a 10-0 lead late in the 1st quarter against UL Monroe in what is a Sun Belt swing game.
There are 2 fouls, both by the kicking team. Offside, kicking team, number 97. That penalty is declined. Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball be placed 5 yards from the out-of-bounds spot. 1st down.
Well, it would have been a shame for Cooper Barcade if this would have come back. It would have, but if he catches this on the dead run,
okay, guys, so it looks like Georgia Tech is going to run out the rest of the clock. So with that being said, guys, we are going to get ready to sign off, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming through for the noon extravaganza. It was a really fun one here, and I'm glad that you guys had an absolutely amazing time with me here on College Football Red Zone. I am your host, Jake, getting ready to sign off. But once again, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to host College Football Red Zone for you. But with that being said, I'm your host, Jake, getting ready to sign off. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I hope you're all out there having a good one.